What's up, YouTube? It's your girl here with a new style of content for the YouTube channel. I don't know, I don't actually remember why I wanted to start doing this, but I just feel like there's a lot of discourse about like fashion and character design in gacha games, and Limbus is always brought up as this example of like how gacha games can have good character design and good fashion. But I always thought that, in my opinion, people are not critical enough of this game. I do enjoy Limbus Company quite a bit in some situations, sometimes, but I just feel like people in this community are not very critical of things, so I want to be more critical of the fashion of the game. I have no video editing skills, so I created a PowerPoint on Google Slides, and yeah, if you don't like it, go to somebody else's channel. Yeah, okay. Oh man. Okay, so some rules for this review. All spoilers are allowed, so everything from any game, Limbus Company, Library of Ruina, and Lobotomy Corporation. I will probably be talking about spoilers from all of those, so this is your final warning. If you don't want to get spoiled, then don't keep watching. I will be considering art from the splashed art for IDs as well as the sprites. These guys. Laser pointer. And also one secret thing. The secret thing is just cutscene content, sprites of the characters that they're based on, as well as the what's it called? Some of the additional content, like the official animation that they created for the anniversary. Because these are fictional outfits, these aren't like real outfits, so it's important to get like a view of the ideas from multiple perspectives from multiple artists, just to see like what the kind of platonic ideal of the outfit is. Number 3, no grading occur for work uniforms. You know, some of these outfits are tailored to a very specific purpose. That does not give you a pass to be really ugly. So yeah, no consideration for that. The same organizations will be grouped and rated together. This will be generally in very, very loosely, like, what's it called? Very, very loosely chronological order. So like the first IDs will be the first IDs that you get in the game, or like that were released in the game, and then I'll keep on moving to more recent IDs, with a little bit of unfortunately the mind diffusing outfit will not have a great rating. Indeed. Yeah, I will keep going, and the last ID will be the most recent one that was released on last Wednesday. I reserve the right to skip any ID for any reason. I feel like I have pretty good justification for most of the skips that I did. Some of them I'll explain my reasoning when I get to the slide where I show all the IDs I skipped. And then finally, this is my flawed opinion. I am not a character design specialist. I do not have professional experience in the field. In fact, I don't have any experience with fashion review. I just watched a lot of RuPaul's Drag Race, and I'm very critical of the outfits. And if you don't like it, you can go find somebody else to look at. So somebody else's content to watch. So some things to pay attention to. I will be looking at these things. I'll be judging them. Some of these terms may come up later. I'll be looking at color, vibrancy, contrast, and highlighting. So this may be a bad example of that. You like some separation in the outfit. You would like to be able to see the different elements, and if they're all like kind of a mess of the same color and you can't really see the difference, then it detracts from the viewing experience of the outfit, how it looks. and especially how it highlights different parts of the body, such as you want like vibrant colors or like specific elements to highlight the face, some of the body lines, things like that. Texture complexity versus simplicity, contrast and highlighting. Textures can also be used to highlight different parts of the body, and some textures are just uglier than others, like this Christmas suit that I have here. What was I gonna say? You may see some suits in this review that do look like this because of the nature of the first game in the series, Lobotomy Corporation. There's some that do actually kind of look like this. But yeah, you want a good mix of textures. You don't want the textures to kind of blend together and look like a mush. And you want them to highlight different parts of the body, and sometimes you want like a contrast between textures. Silhouette, shapedness, outfit fittedness, and functionality. These maybe don't go well together, but basically you want a silhouette that is like distinct, visually distinct, fun to look at, and you want the outfit to fit the body well. You don't want it to like not sit right in the shoulders. You want it to like highlight, you know, the curves, like the waist and the shoulders, the hips. You don't want it to be like way too big and look like a giant blob. And finally, functionality is kind of a separate thing. It refers to, for me, like well, a lot of these outfits are uniforms for different jobs, very specific jobs. So you want your outfit to work well with the job that you're doing. For example, like if you're like an assassin or something, you want an outfit that's easy to move around in and like hard to see in the dark or something. I'm just throwing things out there. You might see these come back in the future. And then the last three things: visual, reference, and motif. Some of these outfits are like references to like specific concepts. In some cases, like monsters that have appeared in the series. Limbus Company, like Project Boon, is very well known for monster design. They call them abnormalities. This will come back again later. I'm putting the explanation for that like very late down the line, but the outfit can like not highlight, but like serve as a reference to a specific thing, and that can enhance the viewing experience. The visual cohesion. Does the outfit look like, do different elements of the outfit look like they are the same outfit? Do they enhance each other, or do they clash? And then quality of construction. That is a very difficult thing to rate when it's not real outfits. It's just sprites and or splash art and cutscene art. But I'll do my best with this one. I'll do my very best. Oh right, there was another thing I forgot to talk about. There will be trypophobia triggers in this review. A lot of these outfits, for some reason, have like little dots on them, like especially little eyes. I might try to call that out before you see them. I'll probably forget about it. And I may or may not give numbered reviews, like a number out of 10 for the outfits. But I will be doing it for like an entire organization rather than like a singular outfit on a character. Okay, so there's a lot of intro. There's a lot of intro to this. Center motifs. So IDs in this game are basically outfits on a static set of 12 characters. So some elements of the outfits will be preserved across all IDs on the same character. The main ones for every character are the hair and skin color, and of course the face. Well, though obviously those are preserved, but I'm trying to think of like the most important things to think of. I think the most like So these things are like, they exist, but for the most part, you like don't really notice them. You mostly look at the outfit. The one thing is this character Ishmael. She has very, very long flowing hair that reaches down to her waist and is very brightly colored. And I think this is like the most important center motif to look at because it like changes the entire nature of all of her outfits. Her outfits kind of like contrast with the hair color and texture and pretty much everything that she wears. Everything else you can kind of ignore. Let's see, Don Quixote, she has these like shoes that she wears in almost all of her IDs, and Rousseau has this belt buckle. But overall, you don't really have to worry about it too much. Okay, so we're gonna start with the LCB IDs. These are the IDs that you get at the beginning of the game. Nobody can take them from you. They're like the default IDs that you have if you don't equip anything to the characters. These are the 12 guys. These are the 12 guys that you get in any new account for the game. And these are supposed to be the uniform for Limbus Company, the company that all the main characters work for, like the MacGuffin of the game, what drives you to do all the things that you do. So the goal of these outfits, they have to look like a uniform, they have to look like they all work for the same company, while also having a little bit of individuality to highlight the you know, the personality of the characters. And also this is like my own personal thoughts, but they also want to be a little bit boring so that you can sell IDs, so that you don't want to just like always be on these base center IDs. The colors are burgundy, like the burgundy of this tie, the little stripe on the jacket, and dark gray and white. White is from the shirt, dark gray is the pants and the trench coat. A lot of these guys are wearing trench coats. You will see a lot of trench coats in this game. I don't know what it is, but like somehow like most, well not most, but like there's just so many trench coats in this game. Like even if you don't think that an outfit should have a trench coat, they just put a trench coat on it. I don't know what it is. I really don't. Maybe it's like a Korean thing. Also, I forgot to mention, this is another thing, but these outfits, the LCB outfits, they are the things that the sinners wear in every single cutscene in the game, basically. So, you kind of get used to them. You kind of get very tired of them in some cases, because you are just like looking at these for like any story content for the entire history and future of the game. I don't know, maybe in the future they'll like get fired by Limbus Company or something and they'll get different outfits. But this is like what you're seeing for the entire story content of the game. Okay, where the hell was I? The consistent elements, they all pretty much have like the same pants and shoes. This is also another thing. Oh my god, I'm going on another tangent. There's not like too much care about like what people are wearing on their lower body, which is like kind of crazy. Like the pants and the shoes are usually like very simple or like very little attention to detail. In this case, they're all pretty much wearing the same thing. Some of them have the trench coats because the characters thought look every and cool TM. Yeah, I believe that. Some of these outfits have some gray cross stitching, like Faust. The vests have gray cross stitching. Some of them have these trench coats, some of them don't. So Ishmael kind of has hers like cropped to her hips. Heathcliff, he's like a kind of like physical, like aggressive character. He doesn't have trench coat at all. He's wearing a very loose outfit. This tie is loose. And he's got this like weird harness. I don't know what that's all about. Rousseau is also very physical, no trench coat. Some people are wearing ties, some people aren't. It's a little interesting that Heathcliff is wearing a tie, but like Faust is wearing like a turtleneck, and Rodion is not wearing a tie. I don't know what the turtleneck is about. I think it looks good. I think it's like meant to invoke the idea of like, I don't know, like an intelligent person like Steve Jobs or something like that. I think her outfit, the uniqueness of her outfit like makes her probably the best dressed out of all of these. Oh yeah, I forgot to go. Oh my god, I didn't practice this at all, by the way. I maybe should have ran through this and like practiced this presentation. But yeah, so these are mostly like comfortably fit outfits. Like pants look like they aren't super tight. The trench coat isn't super tight, and the shirts aren't super tight. You just re-record the whole thing. Yeah, I'm probably gonna re-record this later. Spend another hour on this. Yeah, black metal weapon, which I feel like are kind of, well, they're not really contrasted off of the clothes. Like color of this lance is pretty much the same as the coat. I'll make sure to play the same canvases at the same time. Thank you. What was I gonna say about this? Yeah, I think they do their job pretty well, like the outfits. Yeah, I think they are kind of like not really boring me, but like it really does get tiring to look at them when they're just like the story sprites for the entire story. What was I gonna say? I think Faust is, in my opinion, the best dressed out of the bunch. Oh yeah, another thing. I don't know if this is like a thing with like suit pants, but it feels like all of these characters have the suit pants like bunched up around the crotch area, which I did a little bit of research into like suit fits, trouser fits, and it doesn't look like it's supposed to look like that, so I don't know what that's all about. Maybe they're actually not fit well. Like they got a bunch of, like they had the LCB outfits, but they like somehow, you know, fit the trousers not well at all, and they didn't really like, maybe they didn't even like do the fitting for the pants, and now they're just like tight around the crotch. That's a big concern for me. I wouldn't want to be like walking around with that throughout the entire story content of Limbus Company. Best dress I think is Faust. I think like the coat over the shoulders, it has like a nice like cape-like feel. It's not too long. The turtleneck fits well. I think the color, like the kind of gray, is a nice contrast and is better looking in my opinion than the white of the shirts. I think the shirts look very ugly. Recycle the trousers from other dead employees. That's what I was thinking. Like it was like hand-me-down outfits from the previous LC Limbus Company characters. Worst dress I think are Ryoshu and Aldous. Ryoshu is like not even, he's barely wearing the outfit. She has the jacket over the shoulders. It's not a trench coat for her. She doesn't have a tie on, her shirt's unbuttoned. I think the shirt is very ugly in the story sprite. I think it looks like fine in the combat sprite. These sprites are like what you see when you like go into actual fights. But in the story sprite, I feel like it doesn't look like it fits well. I think like button-down shirts like this look very ugly I mean, yeah, I think they look ugly just on their own like this. There's just like not enough going on. And second worst, I think, yeah, second worst I would say would be Aldous. I just like, do you see this like crop jacket situation? I just like, what is going on here? What were they thinking with this? It looks so weird. Like, why did only she get like the child-sized jacket and everybody else got normal-sized jackets? So like Ishmael and Roche are the only one wearing jackets. I guess they recycled her jacket from like the child employee that was previously there. Uh, I think the boots, her boots are different because she's like a soldier type of character or like an officer in like a military type situation. But like, you know, military ceremonial uniforms or just any uniforms, they have the jackets like fit. They like go down to the waist and stuff. It seemingly doesn't affect her silhouette at all. Yeah, it doesn't affect her silhouette at all. Like, there's like the issue is her like vest is also already going down to her waist and it's even tucked in. So it's just like, it feels like it's just part of a completely different outfit. Is the jacket even there in the chibi? Yeah, it's right here. Yeah, I feel like this is just like a baffling thing for me. But other than that, it's like fine. I like her tie clip. None of the other characters have tie clips, and I think that's like a very good element on a very simple suit and tie. But just the jacket, man. Just I can't stop thinking about it. Like what is going on? I think of FMA military uniforms, they have that sort of shorter jacket, but there the jacket is always wider than their hips and waist. I do not think of the FMA military uniform. I haven't really the jacket is always wider than their hips and waist. Well, I guess it's like, I don't think it's even going down to her waist though. It's like going down to like her rib cage, like her middle to lower rib cage. So I just think that like, just like take it down a little bit and it'll be fine. It'll be good enough. Okay, so next is the She Association. The associations are like overarching kind of like governmental or mercenary entities. They're numbered from 1 to 12, I think. I think it's 12 that have been revealed so far. And each of them govern like different types of mercenary work. The She, they're focused on assassination, so their clothes are all lightweight and easy to move in. What did Reefy say? I mean, in that for them, it does end up making the silhouette different. Yeah, the silhouette is the exact same with or without this. And there's not even, like, the jacket doesn't even contrast with the vest. It just does, it doesn't make sense. What was I saying? This is actually the first non-base center ID that you get in the game, because in the tutorial for how you do the gacha, it gives you like one free gacha pull, and the one that you get is She Ishmael. This is the first ID after the base centers that every single person in the game gets. First hits free. Okay. Also, these guys are She South, no, She South Section 5. And the sections, I'm not sure if this is actually confirmed, like in the lore, but from what I can tell, the section number, like the number section 5, the higher it is, the weaker, the more grunt type of, you know, people they are, like the weaker they are in the hierarchy of the association. So section 5 is like the super like grunt baby guys who suck. And these guys are, I think, section 2, so they get like more complex outfit with like vests. These are sprites from, or yeah, these are sprites from Library of Ruina. You can see their outfits are very different. I actually like the section 5 outfits better than section 2 though. There's I think the good parts of the outfit, they do look comfortable. I actually kind of like the short sleeve shirt. I think it looks comfortable. The bindings, like the textures, are kind of nice. I think it looks pretty ugly in the splash art. Like it just like looks a little bit too baggy. The pants look overly simple. Thanks for deleting that, whoever it was. I think the red highlights look good. There's just like not a lot of contrasting colors on these vests. Not vests, like jackets that these guys are wearing. Whoa, what the heck? The music stopped. Give me a second. Okay, well, I think YouTube might be broken right now. Oh, never mind. Oh, fuck. Okay. Where was I? I think I talked enough about the outfit. I actually do like them. I think that the entirely red katana is a little bit much. I think it just like draws the eyes and like it's just way too much red, I think. That's the only issue. I think it's like also pretty basic. I don't really like, you know, the like the tank, like this thing with no sleeves, the sleeveless situation. So I think Don Quixote is the best dress. I kind of like the short sleeves. I don't think it's too much. I think this is like a 5 or 6 out of 10. I didn't rate the Limbus company. I think they're also like a 6.5 out of 10 for me. I like some of them. I think Rodion looks pretty good. I think Faust looks pretty good. I like I don't really like Ethel's outfit, but it's like they're like fine. It's just like a fine situation for me. They're not meant to look good anyways. Oh yeah, I also had this guy here because I wanted to show like the contrast between this like kind of grayish color and like the actual black of this guy's outfit. Just in case you thought it was actually black that they were wearing. So these guys, I don't know, like I think like a 5.5 out of 10 or so. They're not bad. Just very simple. Okay, next is the She East. I forgot what section she is, but it's just one ID this time. This is like you can kind of tell like relatively the more modern IDs versus like the day one IDs. But they're from the same association, so I grouped them together. You can also tell like the artist style and artist skill of the guy who draws the art for all the IDs kind of I'm not an art person, but I think there's a little bit of improvement here. So this outfit is much more elaborate. It's not just like a basic shirt, short sleeve and pants. It's like kind of a dress. I think it's meant to like evoke the traditional Japanese archery outfit, which is apparently called a kyudogi in my speaker notes. So what I like about the outfit, I like the white highlights and the sprites. I don't see the white highlights. I'd be inclined to agree. Yeah, I don't see the highlights in the splash art though, which is interesting. I feel like these look extremely bright, but in the actual art, it looks like you can barely see them. And if you like extrapolate the size of the splash art, which I consider kind of like how it really looks to the sprite, these lines are also like a lot shorter. They're like very short and like small compared to how relatively big they would be on the sprite. It's got like a crop hoodie situation, fingerless gloves. I like the gloves because they're meant to cover the parts of her finger that are drawing the bow. Her weapon is like a bow blade. This is a blade. It's kind of like ruby or something like that. I don't know. So I think I like it in the sprite, but in the splash art, I feel like the crop hoodie is just like way too big. Like imagine if you were actually wearing something like this and you like lean to the side a little bit. Like the entire thing would just like go careening to the side and it would look so strange. This is a fashion review. Yeah, go away, Kirby. Also, it's anime. Yeah, I just think like the fit of this crop hoodie is just like way too baggy. You got the bandage, and the skirt I think looks good, but I have some questions about the practicality of the skirt. I'm not sure how easy it is to move around it. But those are all my complaints. The biggest thing would probably be just the fit of the hoodie, and I would like this white contrast to appear better in the splash art. I'd say like a 7.5 out of 10. I think it's like a good contrast of colors, textures, and the fit. Like a lot of baggy and some like skin tight stuff. The outline is very, the silhouette is very distinct. Overall, I think it's a good thing. I also like the little pattern on the what is this, like the quiver? I think that's the quiver. Next thing, we're going back to very early on in the game's lifespan. This is the LCCB. These guys also work for Limbus Company, but they're essentially like the Limbus Company, the main characters, baggage carriers. They like do all the grunt work, the dirty jobs. They prepare the site of like the infiltration or whatever that we're doing ahead of time, and they do all like the logistical stuff. So these are the IDs. I think they kind of like are meant to look like a SWAT team, but also when you look at the story sprite of the guy in LCCB, it kind of looks like a boiler suit or something. It's very, very baggy fit. Color is like very drab blue, kind of ugly. For some reason they're wearing a tie. Okay, another thing besides the trench coat thing, people in this world wear ties regardless of the situation. Like you're wearing like an insane like Christmas outfit suit with an insane texture. It's like bright pink, and you're still wearing a tie. It's like, why are you doing that? I just like, I don't see the need for her to be wearing a tie when she's like, she's like going into battle, Anyway, that's my soapbox. I think there's maybe too many ties, maybe a little too many ties. But in the splash art, you can see that she's wearing like some body armor over her tie. I'm kind of reminded of like Warden from Rainbow Six Siege. He actually has like a pretty similar outfit. Extra super baggy pants and boots. In the sprite art, it's actually kind of hard to tell that they're wearing like, armored vests. So it just ends up becoming way more like monochromatic, monotexture. I think it's just ugly. I'm interested in hearing if anybody has any disagreements. I think they're just all very ugly. Oops, sorry. And I think it's intended that way. These are all like revealing a little bit of what's behind the curtain. These are all 2-star IDs, so they're all like the cheapo ones, the ones that like there's the 2 stars and the 3-star IDs, and the base IDs are the 1-star. So these are the ones that you get when you can't. These are the ones that you sell for when you can't like get the good ones. So I don't know. These are like a 2 or 3 out of 10 for me. I think they look pretty functional. They're probably comfortable when you don't have the vest on. And I like that, there's like a utility belt thing, and you get like the symbol of the company, but like everything else is like ugly. Bleh. Okay, next thing is the Kurokumo clan. This is like, this is what they call syndicates, but they're just like criminal gangs in the world of the of Limbus Company. They're one of the lower level ones. They're very like Yakuza, like Japanese inspired, like the name Kurokumo. I've been told it means black cloud in Japanese. I think I do like these though. They have like interesting tattoos. They have like like the classic Yakuza like loose fit suit. Some of them have the jackets draped over the shoulders to give like a cape kind of situation. I have some like reference photos here. Oh, also for reference photos, I try to like censor the faces of the people in them, unless they're like very public models or it's like from a movie or something. So just know that going forward. What was I gonna say? So some of them have the suits, some of them have kimonos. Actually, only 2 of them have kimonos. It's not like a woman thing because Rodion is not wearing that. The colors are like very black and white. White is only from like the collared shirts, and with some gold accents. I believe some of these characters have like, who aren't wearing any gold, they like when they swing their swords, it creates like a golden sword trail, which looks cool. But I'm only here to rate the outfits, so that doesn't matter to me. Also, the pants and shoes are all very simple. They're just like, I think Ryoshu, she kind of looks like has like a leggings situation, but when you look in the actual splash art, it looks like she's just wearing like regular trousers. But we're just gonna like suspend disbelief for that because I think the splash art for her looks kind of ugly. I think that the best dressed people here are definitely Gregor and Ryoshu. I think Gregor, he looks great. He's got his gold accents going on. I think the eye patch is doing a lot for him. You can see some of the tattoos, they look good. I like the pattern on his jacket. I think it's like missing something. I think maybe a gold belt buckle or something. Maybe something on the scabbards that's like a little bit gold would like help him out a lot. But I think he's definitely the best dressed. I just like how he looks here. Maybe we just have a Gregor bias. You may see a Gregor bias going forward. I think I like how he looks a lot. Second best dress I would say is probably Ryoshu. I think she wears the kimono well. It like fits her well. I think it's a very interesting silhouette, like compared to the rest of them, who are just like most of them are just wearing, you know, regular suits. Got like it's like kind of, you know, it's kind of fitted, like it kind of hugs her body a little bit, but also has like some drapery to it that's different from, you know, the jacket over the shoulders. And I like the leggings situation kind of under the kimono. It's kind of a nice contrast. Worst dressed I would say is Rodion. She just looks like she's just business casual. Like I think she looks like she's part of the Geek Squad, but with a sword. It's just like so basic, and it doesn't even look like it's fitted super well. Other than that, I would say Ishmael. People like this outfit because it's, you know, cleavage, the breasts, the booba are out. But I think the hair ornament is actually pretty good. Cause she's got like you know, in most of her IDs she has like the super long flowing hair, but in this one it's very different. You know, it's more understated, it's unique. But just like the kimono, it's like, if it's okay, I guess. I mean, I think it looks worse because of the fact that it's, you know, hangs over the shoulders and shows the booba. It doesn't look fitted, and it's just like, it just doesn't look good. It doesn't look fitted in well enough, and there's not enough other elements. But she's one of the characters with like the gold sword trail, so she gets like, people like her for that, I think, and the boobs. Overall, I think it's like a 6 or 7 out of 10. 6 or 7? 6, 7? I'm not super interested in rating them as a whole. I just like these two the best. Okay, Blade Lineage. These are like the guys who fight the Korokumo. They're more Korean themed. They're wearing like more traditional Korean hanbok, I think it's called. I don't know anything about Korean like traditions, so I will probably butcher a lot of this. They're wearing a lot of like dull blues and grays. They have like the blue hanbok with like the silver or white kind of the trimming to it, while also having some of these like red and gray tassels on their belts or on their sashes or on their swords. There's kind of a divide between the female characters who are wearing the hanbok with the closed sash, and the male characters who are wearing it with either open but always with like a suit and tie with a vest instead of a jacket underneath. I'm reading here on the side that's called a dopo robe, not a hanbok. But maybe that's what it's called when it's like closed like this. I don't know. Maybe I should do more research on this. Whatever. I think it's like kind of an interesting look when it's like a tight fitted jacket like this over a very flowing kind of robe. I think it kind of like evokes like this trench coat. It always fucking goes back to the trench coat, doesn't it? But it has like a same kind of vibe to it, you know, like the super loose garment that kind of hangs on the shoulders with like the tightly fitted suit. Yeah, they're all wearing ties because it's formal. They all have to wear ties. They have to be formal. What was I saying? I think it looks alright because of that. I don't think it looks very good in this story sprite art though, because the suit doesn't look as nice in this. I generally like these better because I think that the waist sash, like the sort of belt that they have, the the female people in the Blade lineage have. Kind of breaks up the monotony of like the very simple robe, and it creates like a kind of silhouette, like a curved silhouette. It shows off their natural body curves. But I do kind of like I like how Yi Sang looks, and I like how Don Quixote looks the best. I think Alice maybe looks the worst. I don't. Yeah, I think she looks the worst. It just looks like the least well fitted on her. Oh yeah, I was gonna say this character, Kim of the Blade lineage, is apparently based on this guy Kim Sakat. Sakat. I don't know how to pronounce it. From Korean history, who's like a wandering poet who also wore like a bamboo hat. I think the bamboo hat looks a little bit silly on Merceau. Like this idea is based off of this character. Yeah, I think it looks a tiny bit silly. Okay, moving on. Next is the Zwei. These are another association. They're the association 2 because Zwei means 2 in Korean. I mean German. I feel like there's not really much to talk about with these guys. Their outfits are very basic. Going forward, there will be a lot of associations with very basic outfits, very basic suit and ties, with like very tiny different elements. They're like the paid police force or bodyguards of the city, which is the world of Limbus Company. It's called the City. Very descriptive. The colors are like yellow with like blue and black, which I assume is like kind of evoking this like construction, like the safety visual of like the fluorescent yellow and green of the this is one of the contrasting colors on their outfits. They're relatively loose, and some of them, it's like it's like a jacket that you would just like throw on when you notice that there's cold weather. But there's like a lot of body armor, and then there's like the Y logo. Well, actually I can't see the logo, but there's like body armor on the jacket. This is a Y member from Library of Ruina. You can see the trench coat. Of course it's a trench coat. The suit and tie, of course it's a tie. I think this one looks uglier, a lot less well fitted. It's just like, it's way too long, man. It's just like so long. I don't know why it's so long. There's just not a lot of contrasting elements either. Like, you really like the body armor on this one with the yellow stripes. Overall, just like not very interesting though. I think the most interesting part to me is if you look at the shirt that they're wearing underneath the jacket. Imagine it looks like it's pissed on. Is it just me? It looks like piss yellow. Maybe it's just me. Okay, well, I think if you just wore the shirt without the jacket, it would look crazy, I think. It would look like something that I said earlier. What's up with the top two photos? These are oh yeah, I forgot to mention the story of these like Zwei South section, I don't remember what section, IDs. It looks a bit yellow. Okay, man, we're going with pith yellow. So these specific group of Zwei members, it seems that they do a lot of like plain clothes, like undercover operations. So they wear like casual clothes. Maybe that's another thing with these jackets, is that like they can kind of throw them on quickly when they're like switching from plain clothes to like uniforms, but also they're wearing an entire suit and tie underneath. So like I don't think they're just like wearing that underneath their clothes, are they? Like that's not how that works. But yeah, I don't know, like 4 out of 10 maybe. I don't love it. I don't hate it too much. I just like generally not interested. Zwei West, on the other hand, these guys, they're also like bodyguards. They're more towards the bodyguard side rather than the police side, I think. They have these giant swords that they use to like block attacks. They're almost like the swords are used often more like shields than as swords. And there's a lot of like plate armor, very boxy silhouettes. The sprite art of this Zwei West character from the story that this Ishmael ID is based on her. It's like I don't like the silhouette. It's just so boxy. It looks oversized to me, you know? Like it doesn't look like the I mean it's not practical to just make it all fitted, but like it doesn't look like she it just looks like there's a lot of room in here, I think. Also, they're still wearing the suit and tie, of course. They have to be wearing the suit and tie just to just it's a formal occasion, you know. You have to wear the tie. They have a nice cape. The pants are like a little bit baggy, but they're going into the boots. I think the issue for me is just like it seems to me that there's just way too much like textures going on here. Like this is a kind of like, you know, this thing with like the belt with this, you know, side plate has this Y logo, and then another like skirt plate armor that's like this, and then it's just like way too much to me. I do like the color of the armor. It's like kind of whitish. It doesn't look super like gray silver, but it does actually does look like that in the splash art. So yeah, I don't love it. I don't love it. I think it has potential, but it's just like you know what? You know, in the Ishmael ID, I think the ponytail, the long hair helps a lot. It's a big contrasting color. It almost distracts you from like how the armor actually looks. But like when you actually look at the armor, I think like if you just look too long at it, you just start to notice that it's just like not very nice to look at. We're exposing the neck and chest more just to show the suit and tie. What even is the point of wearing a chest plate? I don't know, maybe just like, okay, well, what was the rating on this? Like, 5 out of 10 maybe? I think it's just like, once you keep, oh yeah, also there's a Sinclair here. I keep forgetting about, the furtive Sinclair is so easily forgotten. I think his looks a little bit more symmetrical, a little bit better, but like the insane baggy pants is like crazy. Like, look at these pants, look at them. So I give it like a 5 out of 10 or something, 4 or 5 out of 10. Okay, next is the Liu Association. Liu is Chinese for 6. They have a kind of Chinese theme and also a fire theme and also kind of a dragon theme going on. They're responsible for group battles, so just like, I don't know, like war, I guess? I don't know. I feel like a lot of these guys are kind of doing group conflict, but I guess they have bigger groups, I guess? I don't know. But yeah. I really like these outfits. They have a kind of like nice gold trim to them. These are Library of Ruina. I think this is section 2. I think this is section 2 or 1, and this is like section 3 or 4, and this is like section 7 or whatever. So these are like the weak like baby guys. They're mid-tier, top tier. I really like this like jacket that they have with like the gold trimming, the like lapel, and the little like gold. I don't like the gold patterning on this. I think it looks better in the sprite. I don't know, like it looks weird here. I think it's supposed to be fire. You know, like the higher tier guys, they have like a golden dragon like embroidered on them, on the suits. Oh, it's not only on the jacket but also on the suit. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I just like really like how it looks. Like, I think the gold, red, and black go really well together. I think they're very fitted. They're fitted, but they have some uniqueness to them because of this gold trimming on like the vests. I think the gold on the vest is very important here. Not wearing like body armor or anything. Is there anything else to talk about though? I think that's it. It's very simple, but I think it just works. I think Yi Song and Rodion probably are the best dressed here. I think they're best dressed, but Yi Song, I think this coat is a little too long. They're just like, they're inching towards this like fucking trench coat again. Like they're trying their best to make it a trench coat, even though it like, I feel like it makes it worse when it's a trench coat. But they just want the freaking trench coat. But I think it should be shorter. I don't think it looks good as a trench coat. I also think that it's like insanely fitted. Like it looks so tight in this splash art. I feel like the shoulders can like barely move in this. And also these guys fight hand to hand too. Like everybody in this game pretty much fights hand to hand or with weapons. So you need a lot of range of movement. Um Rodion, I think this is like the ideal version of like this level of the outfit. Hold on. This section of the association. It just looks good. It's like fine. It's very uniformy, you know. Like you can very easily tell that they all belong to the same group. And the worst dress is the boys. They call these guys the blowjob brothers in the community because everybody in the community is under the age of 16. They don't give them the freaking jacket, man. Like the jacket is so necessary. Yeah, they call them the blowjob brothers. I don't know what that's all about. We need an explanation? I don't have one. They just call them that. I don't know. Go ask the people in the community. Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's just you need the jacket with this outfit. You need the jacket. I think it's okay. It's based on a drill tweet. There's a drill tweet that's like calling every group of over 3 men the blowjob brothers, as just like that. As it's a group of 3 men, so they call them that. Okay, anyways, where was I? Yeah, like I think they try to, you know, cover up the lack of the red jacket with like these pauldrons and like different like gauntlets and like tassels, but it's just not enough. It just like makes the outfit look like a blob of black and brown. The red and gold really like cuts this outfit up really well, and it just isn't there for them. So overall, I think it's like a 7 out of 10. It's a good uniform, you know? It's not like very unique, but it's definitely better than the LCB outfits. 7 out of 10. R-Corp, these guys are a corporation. Corporations in the Limbus universe are like hegemonic. I read the synopsis somewhere that it's like a group of like alphabet corporations. They all have a letter associated with them that use like physics-defying technology that are called singularities to like achieve absolute power in their districts. They're essentially like the local government of an entire like small state. R-Corp, their singularity is cloning, so they just have a lot of guys, and they use it for some reason to create private military. Bad version of the alpha just highlights the good version. Yeah, agreed. So yeah, these guys were actually created very early on. The rabbits of R-Corp were introduced in the Lobotomy Corporation, the first game, and they've existed throughout the series. But I just I think they look ugly. They have like this futuristic power armor, but it's like not ornamented at all. These are the officers, by the way. The grunts don't even have these like capes that they have here, and the capes are like barely even there. Like, you could like look at this outfit and not notice the cape. This is the officer's outfit. Yeah, they look like Halo. They look like Master Chief. They look like Warhammer guy. Very simple. The weapons are kind of interesting, but like there's just it's a very basic blocky silhouette. You can barely distinguish the different members of the same group. I think the Rabbit Corp is a little bit better because they get to not wear as much power armor. They get like kind of tight-fitting shirts with orange highlights. It's like orange on like poop brown, you know? That's the color scheme. Yeah, I think it looks better, but not great. The commanding officer gets like this trench coat. Is always a fucking trench coat. It's always a trench coat, isn't it? It always has to be a trench coat. But yeah, it's just like, it's nothing special. I think it's maybe basic on purpose. They're military, they're clone military, so like they probably spend more on armor than on like training and personnel or whatever. So it's like it's very cut corners. Maybe the future R Corp IDs, they're probably like gonna add more of these later on. Maybe they'll look cooler, but these just like ugly. I don't know, like 2 out of 10, something like that. Also, Rodion is Christmas themed in this one. Okay, next up is W Corp. They can just clone people? Yeah, they can just clone people. That's like their whole thing. It doesn't make a lot of logistics, that's what it does. W Corp is another one of the super companies. Their technology is instantaneous transport, but secretly, their technology isn't instantaneous transport. They put people in a box for 2,000 years and they all like go insane. And then their actual technology is after the people spend 2,000 years going from point A to point B, they have a technology that instantly transforms them back to their original state before the journey, and that is their whole thing. Spoilers, by the way. So like these guys, their job is to clean up the insane guys who are on the train and use the technology to turn them back to their original state. So they're kind of like combat focused, but they're also like kind of cleaning focused, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I guess like because they're like scraping blood and guts off the wall or whatever. How's that instant? Yeah, it's like so it's a secret. It's a secret. Like people don't know that they spend 2,000 years in the trains. They're advertising it as instant transport, but it's actually like really the really dark whole existential thing. All the kids in the comments are like going crazy about it right now. So they have like body armor, but also like they have like comfortable like, you know, janitorial work pants and hat. It's a very uniform, you know, like they're all pretty much wearing the exact same outfit, like actually exact same, almost down to the very small details. They have like this this shoulder pouch, you know, the baggy pants, this like this thingy, this belt thing. What was I gonna say? Yeah, it's comfortable fit. It evokes like both private security and like building services work, because they're not front-facing workers, right? They're like supposed to not exist. Like in the official narrative of the world, they don't exist of W Corp. So it's like a lot of very no frills. They're all wearing ties, of course. But it's like not meant to look good, I guess. Also, another thing. Well, I guess this goes into my next point, so I'll start this next point first. The most interesting aspects of this outfit, I think, are the hat and the unique weapons. I think the weapons are actually the only unique element. But like they have these like futuristic, you know, fluorescent blue on black aesthetic. But they actually have like unique outfits for every single character. Like this guy has like a staff thing. She has like long knives. He has short knives. This guy has an axe. He has a katana, a fucking technology katana. They feel pretty successful to me overall, though at first I assumed they were logistics rather than private security. It still works well. It's not private security, it's like military cleanup. It's like cleanup with like the possibility of like having to like fight for real. Having to fight monsters and stuff. Yeah, logistics. So the weapons I think are really cool. I think they're the most interesting part of the outfit. The hat is also, the other thing is the hat. I think the hat looks cool. There's actually like this big deal in the community where like people want to own a real life official W Corp hat, and like the company who makes Limbus Company actually sold these for a while as you know, as merchandise. I think it looks ugly though in real life. I think this looks pretty ugly compared to how it looks in the game. Another thing about the hats, they're leaving money on the table, not making them regularly available. Yeah, I think they can only sell them, you can only buy them at like the official Limbus Company pop-up restaurant in Korea, which you need to like make a reservation for. Yeah, it needs to be fully black. It needs to like be a little bit more rounded. I don't know. A lot of things need to change with this. It's not like a baseball cap like this. Okay, going back to my point about the hats, you'll see these are the three. So these are the three Library of Arena, Warp Corp. It's Warp Corp, W Corp, interchangeable. These are the three characters in Library of Arena from W Corp. You'll notice that two of these fellas, Lesty and the other guy, don't have hats. And Rose, the main guy, she's like the middle manager. She has a hat. But you'll notice again that every single Limbus Company W Corp ID has a hat. There's like hat power creep in Limbus Company. None of these guys don't have hats. I think it cheapens the value of the hat without when like some people like nobody doesn't have a hat. Everybody has a hat. It's just like it makes it feel like less special to me. I think it would be more special if some of them didn't have hats. It looks that's a Photoshop hat. You mean this one? Anyway, on to my next point. I think Heathcliff is the most ugly here because I think the power armor that he's wearing, like the loader gloves, the loader from Risk of Rain 2, like armor, it just like makes the texture look so messy. I think this kind of like messy look can look good if there's like a lot of color highlights to it, but it's all black metal, so you just cannot see it. You can barely see it at all. The thin, long point. Oh yeah, it does kind of look a little Photoshop. That's just Library of Arena. It's just Library of Arena. They might have added the hat at last minute so they could sell merchandise. Yeah, I think he's probably worst dressed. The best dress, I can't really say because they all look the same, really. Maybe Outis though. I like how she kind of has like a ponytail thing going on, and I like the boots. Because her weapon is like hand-to-hand combat, so he's like powered gauntlets. So she has a little bit of like color highlights, glowing highlights on her arms and legs, which like, accents her movements a lot more. So I think she's probably best dressed, but like by very, very little. Heathcliff's worst by like a significant margin. Overall, I don't know, like 4 out of 10 maybe. I think overall, like, it's just like, it doesn't look very good because it's not supposed to look good. There's not a lot of color contrast. The only contrasts are these like glowing, like fluorescent blue bits. Yeah, just overall, like, not great, but some interesting points to it. Next up, N Corp. N Corp is, they're called Nagel und Hammer, which I'm told means nail und hammer in German. You'll see N Corp later because these guys are just like a small portion of N Corp, and actually the overarching villains, the quote-unquote overarching villains of the game are from N Corp. So yeah, you'll see them in the future. So these guys, their job is to be like inquisitors, basically, like violent inquisitors who kill anybody who use like cyborg enhancement, like prosthetic body parts, or have any like non-biological flesh-based parts of their body. So they have like a kind of religious-ish theme despite having no religion. They're like dogmatic, but they have nothing to believe in besides they hate a specific group of people. They have plate armor, but it's very different from the Zwei Association plate armor. It's very, I don't know, it's like, it's more metallic, I think, and they have this, this kind of baggy clothing, like this baggy, like linen or something underneath, that I think this is supposed to be like scripture or something. There is scripture in this like group of people, like they have like some type of sacred text or something. Yeah, so there's that. Some of the more like senior officers, like her, this Faust ID is based off of her. Her name is Cromer. This entire group of people is based off of like Emile Sinclair and Demian or whatever, that book. I think it's actually like popular in Korea or something. That's why it's in this game. Anyway, so the senior officers or like the higher ups have like this kind of like gold highlight thing going on, and have capes. The like lower level guys, they just, you know, they wear pretty similar uniforms, plate armor. She's like middle tier compared to these guys, so she also gets a little cape, but it's red instead of white. I think that. Oh wait, is that everything? I think that the way that the armor almost looks kind of like ceramic in this like story sprite art. Like, you know that ceramic armor in Disco Elysium? That's a spoiler. Wait, cut that. Okay, I'm just gonna talk about that part anymore, but it looks like non-metallic in this art, but that could just be the artist's depiction, because it looks very metallic in this art. I think that the worst dress is probably Rodion. Wait, no, actually, hold on. Let me get to my notes. I think the best dress is Rodion. No, I'm just kidding. I think the best dress is this guy. I think it's a very imposing silhouette. It kind of highlights his broad shoulders. Merceau, this is Merceau. His thing is kind of like his intimidating silhouette, though that doesn't really come across in the sprite art because they're all kind of like smushed down to basically the same size. But he's like 6'7" or something in the actual like real world or whatever. I think this outfit kind of highlights it. I like the like deep red of this cape. I don't know what this like green juice is thing. He probably needs it to survive or whatever. He has like the crazy like veins popping out. I think the weapon with like the red wrapping looks pretty good. Overall, I think this is the best dress. I almost like how Rodion's hair is like highlighted in red. It looks very unique for her, but like overall, I think it just like looks very ugly. It's not fitted. To me, it doesn't look fitted at all. It looks like she's wearing like a tin can or something. It looks like they're all in tin cans. She literally looks like several cylinders stacked on top of each other. These also I don't think look very good. I think it's just very messy because of the just not acknowledging the meme images. I did it all, so actually. I think they look very messy because of like the blood splatter. They're all very covered in blood, which kind of makes like homogenizes the outfits. It makes them not look together. There's no art without the blood on them, by the way, just to let you know. They also have these like seals which kind of mix with the blood, and it just like messes with the color patterning on it. I also like this story sprite of Cromer. It makes me personally seethe, because look how poorly fitted this is. It's like there's like 10 inches of room in every single part of this outfit. It's just, I think it looks so bad. It looks so bad. She has like a whole freaking, you know, I don't know, like a balloon for her pussy. There's just like way too much space here and here and here. Is she wearing a tie? I hope she's not wearing a tie. She's wearing like one of these seal things. I do like the cape. The cape's kind of cool. It looks more fitted in the sprites, but I'm just like, I cannot stop looking at how bad this looks. Overall, it's like a 3 or 4 out of 10 probably. I think Merceau's I think elevates it a bit. It looks a lot better in this sprite than it does in this story art, I think. Yeah, I think like 3 or 4. I don't love it, but I think Merceau like kind of saves it a little bit. Okay, skips. The skips. A lot of these skips, I feel like I'm pretty justified in skipping them. Some of them, I feel like I'm not justified in skipping them. I'm not gonna go over all of them, but a lot of these can be grouped into outfits like these. This is the 7 association. You can see that it's just like a suit and tie. It's literally a suit and tie, but with green and yellow. You're sorry, cowboys? Wait, where's the cowboys? Where? I don't see them. Okay, so there's outfits like this that are a little bit too generic or similar to other outfits that I'm gonna go over that I just felt like it's no use in comparing them. So outfits like this one looks similar to the middle, this one. The row spanner IDs, they just look so simple and similar to others. The dead rabbits is just like too simplistic. And these guys are also just like simple suit and tie. And outfits like these, which are like these are the chefs. They have outfits that are just like very tailored to specific work that I just thought were just not interesting because they just felt like too uniformy. They look just not very interesting. You know, very specific. So like I think the power armor kind of fits into this category. The K-Core power armor. I think this well, this is this kind of a separate category. I think this this diving suit is just like a diving suit, like nothing else interesting to talk about it. And the maid outfits and the butler outfits. I think the maid outfits actually look kind of good because it's like black and white color contrasts. But it's just like a maid outfit. Like what else? What is there to talk about? And then the last was things that I think are just like too ugly or just too ugly that I didn't really feel like talking about them. And I think that includes like I think the Ujat uniform. This is actually a very modern ID. It came out this season. I just don't like how it looks. I think there's not much to talk about. It doesn't look very similar to anything. Other things. I think the Fire Fist office is just like a very bloody or gasoline soaked suit, pinstripe suit with it's kind of ugly like fire tank and fist thing. I think kind of this outfit, this Sinclair swimsuit, I don't know what he's doing. I think he should stop doing it though. Okay, and then lastly, this is kind of like a etc kind of categorization, but some IDs I just like I just like didn't want to do them. Like, you know, the Sinclair mariachi outfit. He's a German guy. He's a German kid. I didn't really feel like doing that one. There's not really any good reason I chose to not do the hook what was this Fang Hunt office one, but I don't think it looks great. I think this pattern is kind of interesting, but otherwise I don't think it looks very interesting. This Ufi Association Heathcliff is unique, but I don't feel like doing it. I don't know why. It looks like a Swiss Guard outfit, but like monochromatic black with some purple accents. I think that's kind of interesting, but also kind of not interesting at the same time. Pirate Gregor, he's just a pirate. I don't know, like I felt like I just didn't want to do it. I don't know, I just like looked at it, I was like, I kind of don't want to do this one. And then Philip Sinclair, this is a character from Library Runa. I didn't want to really do that one. And then I think the one that I maybe should have done is the multi-crack office. I think these guys' outfits are kind of interesting, but I don't know. Yeah, I think it is kind of interesting. Underneath, it's like, I don't know, like, I thought it looked kind of like a nurse's outfit with like a giant red trench coat with like an X. I think this could look good. I don't know. I'm gonna skip this though. Okay, I think I went over all the skips. Hopefully I gave adequate reasonings, and if I didn't, well, that's too bad. I'm gonna keep going. Do I have like 20 more slides? Yes. Okay, so Technology Liberation Egos. These are chapter 4 of the story. These guys are wearing what are called ego suits, which I will go into, I think, in the next slide. But they are outfits which are based off of these magical monsters in the series that are called abnormalities. Basically, you squeeze these guys like an orange, you squeeze them in a big squeezer, and they extract the juice from it. And from that juice, you can create a suit and a weapon, and yeah, just the suit and the weapon. And well, I'll talk about it in the slide where I go over it, but essentially these outfits are very, very, very based off of a certain monster. So just like keep that in mind when you're reviewing them. Dude, I just keep going out. So with that being said, I think most of these outfits kind of suck. Like the technology liberation ones, I think they're kind of ugly. Like the Heathcliff one, it doesn't. It looks like in the splash art, but it looks a little bit better in the sprite. It just looks like a freaking blob. It's poop brown. I think the best looking part of this is the umbrella. It's got like a nice white, brown, and dark blue to it, but like there's none of that in the raincoat. Monster Hunter rules? I assume so. Having only seen Lobo Corp, I can confirm that's totally how it works. Yeah, exactly. Back me up on this one. He has a suit and tie under the giant poop brown raincoat. Obviously, he needs that. But yeah, just like if you just look at his torso and lower body, it's just like fucking nothing to look at. It's just poop brown. It's all poop brown. He just look like a brown blob. So yeah, just like I think terrible outfit. Could be better if he like opens up the raincoat sometimes. This is a character that's based on in the story. It looks even worse somehow. It looks even more, you know, like that. And the other characters, they're kind of like grunts. They're grunts in the Technology Liberation Alliance. This one is based off of this fairy gentleman. So these aren't metal. These are fake. These are wings. And she's wearing body armor, and it's basically a fat suit. I don't know if Ishmael actually looks like this. She has a different body type in this ID, but I think it's just a fat suit. Also got a suit. It's got a tie. It's got a tie. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. There's a tie here. It's formal still. It's formal. He has the tie. Yeah, I think it's pretty ugly. I think I kind of like the green with the orange of her hair, but like the rest of it is just like, you know, it just completely obscures her silhouette. It's freaking dripping on the floor. It's gross. The plated armor is just not helping at all. It's just not helping. Yeah, the weapon is also gross. The wings are just like, it's almost like she is making fun of her. The wings are so tiny. Like, can you fly with this? Yeah. Also pretty bad outfit. Last one, Sinclair. I think he's the best of the bunch, but I think that's not saying very much. It's based on this monster. With the red tags. It kind of reminds me of like a karate gi, or this is a BJJ gi, but like the kind of like apron part of the top with this like sash. It reminds me of it very much. I think they're pretty successful in doing that. Also like this like, you know, cross shoulder to waist pattern. He also has a suit and tie, of course. I think the top is the best part, but it's just like not enough contrasting elements. Like maybe if you had like a hat. I think a hat would do very well for him. I think the hat would maybe bring it together, or like a necklace. It needs something else. Maybe a jacket or something. It's just like missing something. He's definitely the best dressed of these three, but that's really not saying much. I had in my notes for Ishmael, maybe because it's like so thick, it like protects her more from like weapons or something, but I don't know. That's like not a good look. Okay, that's overall these guys get like a 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10, 1 or 2. Okay, next up, Spice Bush Yisong. This is an Efflorescent Ego outfit, which I will explain in the next 3 slides, I think. It's an ego, but it's a different ego, so different type of ego, so I'll explain later. So this is what is called a seasonal highlight ID. It's a session, like each chapter of the story, or each chapter is based off of a specific character's personal stories. For this one, it's Yisong, this guy. And it's kind of like, it's usually like a kind of bad end for them, like the worst possible outcome of the chapter, it'll show it as an ID, like the alternate universe where like the worst possible things happen. And this one, he kind of takes the guise of this character, Dongbak, who, this is her ego, the spice bush. It's based off of the Korean spice bush flowers, which I believe are called spice viburnum. You're gonna have to fact check me on this one. I think it looks quite good. I think it looks worse in the story and sprite art, or the story and splash art. It's like a yellow and gray hanbok and po. It's like a traditional Korean outfit. Isang is a Korean character. He's based off of a Korean poet from, I think, like the World War II era or something, the Japanese colonial era. But I think it needs to like hang out the shoulders well, and it doesn't quite do that in these arts, but it does in the sprite art. So I think it looks good. I think the gray looks a lot better in this. It looks a bit like dirtier and messier in these arts. And he's also carrying a spice bush branch, which he uses as a spear, and a spice bush fan. And the upper body of his body has like spice bush branches like growing out of it, along with some on his head. Very, very baggy, but I think it kind of works, at least in the sprite. Shoes are kind of like traditional sandals, I think. I think my main issue with it is that, like, I feel like there's kind of this element of like being consumed by spice bush flowers, but it's like too controlled to me. Like, I would really like it if there's more spice bush flowers like growing like around his like torso and lower body. It's just like, yeah, I feel like it should highlight the spice bushes more, whereas like you can, I think there just needs to be more. I just think there needs to be more. I still like it, but I just think there needs to be more. Like, or maybe around his shoes, maybe there's some on his shoes. I thought that would work, like some of them like growing out of the like, you know, the ground, like it's coming up from the earth and like overtaking his feet, and maybe like something around the like the belt area, though that's like not too necessary for me. Overall I like it, but just not enough. I think maybe a 6 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10. Use more of the shading. Yeah, maybe it's probably like looks like this if it was like in real life, you know, like with the spice bush coming out of the floor. Anyways, 6.5 out of 10. I like it, but I think it needs more. Okay, next, I was gonna explain how ego works, like what the different types of ego are, but it's separated into these 3 slides. I guess I'll go over this first. So, lobotomy ego is the first type of ego introduced in the series. It's, I shouldn't call it lobotomy ego, but Lobotomy Corporation is the one who invented it, but it should be called, like, extracted ego, basically, because it's, like, they're all, like, suits, armors, and weapons, like, basically just any type of equipment that you take from these monsters. This suit comes from this one comes from this one. This is like the basic guy. This is a picture of what an abnormality looks like in Lobotomy Corporation. You squeeze out the juice with your big juicer, and you use the juice. This 999. This guy has 999 of them. He's very rich with skull juice. This is the skull outfit, I think. Once in, he's also the first guy you see in the game. But yeah. So it's just like you extract. These are, well, I mean, it's kind of like a long explanation. Like, it's very, very long, but think of it as like equipment extracted from monsters, aka extracted ego. That is one type of ego. There's 2 more that I'll explain for the purpose of this presentation. So, lobotomy ego, these egos are like all unstuck from time. They're supposed to be from the first game in the series, Lobotomy Corporation. So there are some like event IDs, extractables, gachables that are basically references to characters from Lobotomy Corporation or Library Runa, which are the previous 2 games. This one is this is Regret. It's based off this monster, the Forsaken Murderer. He's got like a crazy like bell thingy that he like hits people with. It's straitjacket themed. He's like a murderer, so he's being imprisoned with a straitjacket. He like hobbles around, he like crawls around, and it's got a lot of belts on it. The monster itself, his straitjacket is like kind of an unhealthy like brownish color. I think the The outfit, it's extracted ego. The brown looks quite a bit better. Oh yeah, also, so I'll be showing the monster that is extracted from the ego from Lobotomy Corporation, what it looked like in LobCorp, and the ego, how it looks like in the game. So yeah, okay. Let's just go straight to this outfit. I think it's so the colors are like dusty, dark brown with the black belts, and a little bit of white and red from the shirt and tie, of course. And there's like some red here, and there's also some metal here. I think that it looks okay. It looks actually pretty good to me. I don't hate the brown. I don't love it. I think maybe there are too many belts. They're just like, I think these belts are just like only attached to this, like the sleeves and then the chest. I think there just needs to be less of them. Like, I think this is like overcompensating with it, but I think there probably needs to be other elements. Like, I think maybe something to make the silhouette more interesting, like something like a jacket, a straight jacket that hangs over the shoulders, like this outfit that Rosalia is wearing. By the way, there is like, there are a couple moments in history of the world where people tried doing straight jacket fashion. And this is one of them. Rosalia did one of them, and this is like a Gucci fashion show. And you can see like some of the differences with Faust's outfit here. There's a lot less belts, and the jacket is kind of like resting on her shoulders, creating this like kind of like handsy silhouette. It's making the silhouette interesting, but Faust's outfit is just a suit and tie. Like if you turn off the colors, if you turn the lights off, the silhouette is just a suit and tie. But I think something like that could be more interesting. I think the lower body is just very, very boring, which is like a commonality for a lot of outfits in this game. But I think maybe like a belt with like this thing, this feature of the original monster would maybe look cool. But yeah, I think it's okay. Just like it's just missing something. Also, this is Merceau. This is what I'm calling Super Ego. I'll explain what that means later, but this is also based off of the Forsaken Murder, but it's a little bit more like close to the thing. It's kind of got like a purple and black thing going on though, so it's also very different. But it's like a whole like full body straight jacket dress, which I think is interesting. I don't think it looks better than what Faust is wearing. I just like, there's just like a baseline kind of like well put together knitness that like a suit and tie, you know, kind of gives you that this has, but it just like doesn't have much more than that. I think it's like a 7 out of 10, maybe 6.5 out of 10. 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. Let's give it a 7 out of 10. I think it looks interesting enough, just not, you know, super interesting. Okay, now we're gonna go to the other two types of ego. We have extracted ego that comes from monsters, and next thing we have super ego, which is, well, it is a different thing in the mechanics of the game. So these extracted ego characters, you pick them in the menu, and they have like a set of skills, and they attack with the skills. They're basically the same type of thing as just like any other, you know, character in the game. They're just characters. They're equipment that you can wear consistently forever. They're just like separate equipment to you. Super egos, they're kind of I call them super egos. They don't actually have a specific name in the game. I think they're called just egos in the game, but these are like, I call them super egos because they similar to me to like a fighting game super attack, where you build up resources, you build up meter. In this case, they're called sins, and then you use them up to do like a single super attack, which is what these guys do. They put on these outfits and they do like a super attack, and then they use up the resources, and then they have to charge up the resources to use them again. So that's why I call them super ego. It's also like a thing in Freudian psychology, but that's not important. The super egos, I feel like, are like, they have, I think they're more elaborate looking than the regular egos, because they're kind of unique to this game. They weren't in any of the previous games. There's also like not really a lore explanation for what this is. Like, they don't really talk about it. at all. So like it's just kind of there, I guess. It's a game mechanic, but not a story mechanic. Seems like an oversight, but whatever. A lot of them are like very elaborate, very unique. You have like a kind of realistic angel thing. Oh yeah, also they have like a regular version like this. This is the regular version, and then it is what's it called? A corrosion version, which is like they let the monster that they're embodying overtake them. These are also like related to monsters, by the way. This one, the super ego and the extracted ego are all based on monsters. But if you let the monster that you're embodying overtake you, you like take on this more monstrosity-ish form. And you do like a even more powerful attack, but it also hits your teammates. And I personally think that the corrosion egos are always like 100% of the time more interesting looking than the regular versions, because I think that Limbus Company, Project Moon, are better at making monsters than outfits. I said it, that's my hot take. Yeah, I think there's not really much else to talk about. I like looking at these. I think it's fun. Like this one is kind of like she's like puppeteering like a teddy bear, but then in the corrosion version, the teddy bear is like puppeteering her. This one is like the Buddha, so she's wearing kind of like a Buddhist like robe thing. There's like wedding dress. People want to get married to this character, so they put her in the wedding dress. And this is like a traditional like Korean like Joseon period outfit. This is like a character from Arknights. It is actually a character from Arknights. It's a real thing. I think this outfit is pretty cute. This is the most recent ego that's been released, I think. This one looks good. This is a guy from... This is a Lobotomy Corporation character. Or, I mean, Lobotomy Corporation monster is from the original game. Some of these are from, like, new monsters, though. Like, they created new abnormalities in Limbus Company to kind of, like, you know, add some variety to it, I guess. Like, this guy, this guy, this guy. They're all new. This is, I think this is maybe the most interesting corrosion to me. It's based off of this fella here, but it turns him into like this you know, assortment of mirrors that are just shooting a gun. I think it's cool. But yeah, I'm not gonna talk about these. I think they look cool, but I don't think they count because they're not technically outfits. You can't put them on. You just like use them once and then you run out of juice and you can't use, and then you take off the outfit. So it's not like really something to judge fashion wise. Maybe we'll do it later though if you complain. Yeah, I think that's all I had to talk about. So far we have extracted ego that you extract from a monster and is like a separate object and you wear them to fight. And super ego, which is like also comes from a monster, but it's not a separate equipment. You put it on for a super attack and then it immediately comes off when you run out of the juice. And last thing we have is efflorescent ego, which is it's more similar to extracted ego, but this time it's not extracted from a monster, it is extracted from your own heart, essentially. The spice bush is an example of extracted ego. In the cosmology of Limbus Company, basically, in the worst moment of your life, when you're at your lowest point, if you can overcome your despair and nihilism, then you will come out with the ability to manifest a powerful set of armor or equipment that is based off of your own personality or your history, that gives you like awesome powers and is like, it's like you go Super Saiyan, basically. You go Super Saiyan. And a lot of people have equipment. This is, what's his name? Virgilius. He has like a cape and crown of blood that you can use for blood attacks. This is like a partially manifested ego, where she's like not fully in control of it yet. Moses' ego is like a pipe which she can turn into various weapons. This is Roblox. This is Gas Harpoon. This is an ego from Roblox. Officially part of the story. The library of Runa is actually considered an ego. So ego doesn't have to be like equipment. It can also be like a building, which I guess can be considered equipment. I guess if you're like weird. Okay, so this is these are the three ego that will be important to this presentation. I feel like I spent a little bit too much time on this, but yeah, I don't remember if there's any other types of ego though. I don't think there is. We'll just keep these three. Keep these three in mind. Okay, so back to extracted ego. This is another Lobotomy Corp ego. This is Magic Bullet, which is based on Der Freischütze, which is like a German folktale, as well as the Meat Lantern, which is an anglerfish that was fluffy. So Magic Bullet is kind of military uniform inspired. I got these reference photos from the pre-World War I Prussian army, called the Waffenrock. It says in my notes. I think the color scheme may be inspired by them. I think there might just not be any inspiration at all though. It's got this like gold chain thing. I think it might be attached to the gun, but I think it could also be inspired by like military aiguillettes, which are like, you know, ceremonial tassels that you attach to your uniform. I like the, well, I kind of want to like the gold on blue and gray, but I feel like the gold is like weirdly green tinted, which I think detracts from it a little bit. I would like it if the gold would be more yellow than green, I guess. I think this is a very fan popular abnormality though. He's cool. So the other one is Meat Lantern. This is a 2-star ID, by the way, just saying. It is like, it's very fluffy. It's like this, I got this inspo photo, this high pile fleece. It looks to me like it might be something similar to that. Very fluffy, very, you know, very warm. He also has ram horns, which I think are the gift that this abnormality gives you. You work with it a lot. It's like surprisingly well fitted. It doesn't look like it's like very oversized at all. Like it looks like it's very tight to the body. Also, there is a tie. It is a suit and tie at the end of the day. I don't love this one. I think it's just like the body armor part. It like kind of detracts from, you know, the fluffy fleece. I also think that I would like it more if it was more oversized and gave her more room to breathe. But yeah, I think it's just the combination. Like the fleece doesn't like work well with the other elements in the outfit. This one looks okay. I think it looks okay. It's a little bit simple too. At the end of the day, it's very, very simple. Like it's military, but it doesn't have a lot of the other elements to it. I do like the lapel thing. Like I like that the lapel covers her. Pipe's kind of cool. Suit and tie is in it. Yeah, literally. Like they can't stop with that. I think this one I would like more if there's just like more going on. The shoes are kind of like non-negotiable because like it's like they have to have this thing where they're like melting into the floor, but I would like some like boots that are like blue and gold. Some blue and gold boots would work. Maybe something else in the midsection. Overall, like 5 out of 10. 6 out of 10. 5.5 out of 10. Okay, next up, this is another lobotomy ego. There's only 2 more sets of these, so hang on tight, guys. So first off is Red Eyes. It is based off this abnormality, which is a spider bud. It is a bud that births spiders, but has a bunch of red eyes attached to it. There's not really any spider elements to it. I guess the coat could be considered that. I just like don't love this. I think it's like very, it's like dark on dark colors. It's hard to see even. It's very hard to see, especially the texture of the coat. I was wondering like what texture it is. Like just like staring really, really hard, putting the monitor up into my face at this sprite art and the splash art. I felt like it might be leather. It's like this weird like crumpled up texture, but I just cannot tell at all. I just don't like it. I think it looks worse with all the red eyes. It just looks kind of nasty. Yeah, it's mostly the color though. Like the dark on dark colors, I feel like really mess it up. God. Okay, next up. Next is Solomon Yisang. Here he's got like a morning suit going on. It's like white on black. It's like kind of a funeral type of motif to it. There you go. Actually, maybe this works. It keeps stopping. Okay, yeah. Here the suit and tie actually works. He's wearing a trench coat though, which I feel like I don't know if it fits very well with like a morning suit. But he's also like an epic guy. He's an epic guy with the dual pistols like Equilibrium, so he has to wear a trench coat. He also has a huge coffin, which is kind of like the thing that the monster has. The monster is like kind of a funeral kind of guy, kills people or whatever. My big issue with this is that it's just way too black. It's hard to even see the suit. Like, it's hard to see what is going on with it, like the outlines of it. Like, if you look at the actual Ego suit from Lobotomy Corporation, you'll see that there's a lot of white outlines and highlights on it, which really makes it so that you can see what is going on with the outfit. Like, it gives it a nice, like, you know, it highlights the curves of the body and all that. So I don't know why they remove like the white outlines from this. It just like, it's so hard to look at even. It's hard to see what's going on. And if you look at the super ego, this is Gregor's super ego based on Solemn Lament, you can see that it also has this like white outline. But maybe they just decided to like curve this back a little bit, like remove it from, because he also like doesn't have the outline on his vest or his pants or anything. I don't know. I just think this doesn't look great. I think this looks pretty good. I like this one a lot more. I mean, it still looks pretty fitted though. I think it looks fitted. It's like, it is just like a regular morning suit but with a trench coat. This is from the Godfather, by the way. I don't know if you caught that. Let's say 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. Okay, next up is the Lobotomy Magical Girl Ego. So there are 4 Magical Girl abnormalities in Lobotomy Corporation. Well, there's 3, but there's one other one that is featured in Library Runa and the webcomic Wonder Lab. So the 2 that are in Limbus Company are the Queen of Hatred and the Knight of Despair. They all got like crazy long ego names. This is in the name of love and hate. So this one is the Queen of Hatred, is the most magical girl-like one, I feel like. And to me, it just looks bad. I think it just looks bad. I think it looks like if you googled Spirit Halloween, temu.com/magical girl Halloween costume, it would look like this. And I think that is kind of on purpose. I think it's like, it's meant to read as a magical girl outfit for even if you can't see it too well. So it's got like these big, large elements like this ribbon, the skirt, and this like cross stitching on the shirt. But it's just like, they're giant cartoony details, but there's no like, if you look at the splash art, there's no like very small details that like elevate the outfit. It just looks like very costumey. I think it's also like this checkered skirt. I think this color, the dark pink on the skirt, just looks ugly to me. Maybe that's a personal preference. I also feel like there's like very little like cohesion. Like the outfit doesn't super work well together. If you'll notice, I've looked at this outfit a lot, and it's because I hate it. But you'll see that this sleeve has like a ruffle to it, but this one is just like a normal ass sleeve, except it has like this thing on it, this like Z. That's actually the only thing. But yeah, I just think it looks bad. It reads as a magical girl outfit, but it's like none of it looks super good. Okay, next one is Knight of Despair Rodion, the sword sharpened with tears. This one is insane to me because if you will turn your eyes to Exhibit B, look at this fucking tie. Look at it. Look how small it is. Look how fucking small it is. It's so small. It's like It's like a 3-inch tie. Like at this point, just wear a bow tie, man. Like why do you even need the tie at this point? Just I cannot stop looking at this tie. It's so small. It's like hilarious to me. It actually doesn't look small in this like sprite art too. Well, because I think this armor also goes lower. Also, the armor looks so tiny. It's like it only protects the boobs and none of the other like important organs of the torso. It's like what is this, man? I think it's just like the proportions are a little off on the splash art, but I had to say it. It also kind of appears in this too. Maybe it's accurate. So other than that, I think it looks good. I genuinely just really like this blue color. I think it's a very pleasant color to look at, even when it's paired with gray and black. I think it looks good. It's got pretty tasteful constellation print on the bottom of the trench coat. It's obviously how to have a trench coat. I googled like galaxy print trench coats. This is what came up. It's definitely more tasteful than that. Overall, I think it's okay. I kind of can't get over the tie and the chest plate, but I think just because of the color, it's pleasant to look at. Yeah. So for her outfit, I think she needs a lot more, like maybe some more accessories. She has like the hairpin, but like she maybe needs some more accessories, some more details on the outfit. Probably just remove the checker on the skirt entirely. For her, I think she looks fine. Maybe she could also use like an accessory like a pin or something. That's a reference, by the way, for the real Limbus heads, like a ego gift or something. Yeah, I think this looks fine. I think it's like a 5.5 out of 10. 5.5 out of 10. Shoulder pads are so bad in the splash art. I mean, they also look bad here. They look like they're barely even there. Like at this point, why even wear armor? Like just take it off. Oh yeah, also I forgot. These are the other two magic girls. This is the King of Green, and this is the Knight, the Apostle of Wrath or something. Yeah. Okay, last lobotomy ego, last lobotomy extracted ego. We have Faint Aroma based on Al Rayun, like a famous story, I think. And Hornet, which is based off the Queen Bee. Queen warning, or Bee warning, by the way. I should have said that earlier. So the Faint Aroma is a entirely pink suit based on the pink and like teal blue of the abnormality. I think pink suit can work, but it is an uphill battle, I think. And you know, when you put on blue on top, blue-green on top of the pink, it kind of like it pushes that boulder down a little bit. Sisyphus getting pushed down by pink on blue of a suit. It's like not a very tasteful combination of colors. But I think that Ryoshi was kind of rocking it. At least in the sprite art. I feel like it's even more bright pink in the splashed art. But I think it just fitted pretty well. It's got a trench coat, of course. I think the like the little bushes actually don't look too bad. They highlight some parts of her body. It's just that it's pink. It's a pink suit with blue and a trench coat. So kind of just like starting from the bottom, I think. Starting from the bottom. Pink suits, this looks pretty good, but it doesn't have green on it, doesn't have blue or green on it, so yeah. Next up is Merceau. I think this is one of his better looks. It's like yellow highlighting on a black suit with a trench coat, of course. It's got a cool little like shark tooth type of necklace, and a cute little hat. I looked online and apparently this is called a Homburg hat, I think. It's a little bit tilted forward. It's pretty small for a Homburg. Got like a flip up brim, and it's got a little like bee wing decoration to highlight that this is like a bee base accessory, and also to kind of, you know, remind you of a like a cavalier hat, like with the feathers. I think this looks really good. I think it's very cool that there's like a red highlight here. I think maybe his lower body could use some help. It's just all black. I think the hat is just so important for this. The hat really ties the whole outfit together. Really shows the importance of a good hat. Other thing is the curve of his trench coat. A lot of these trench coats just kind of hang over the shoulders. Like look at Ryoshu's trench coat, it just like hangs. There's no curve to it. But this coat actually has like a curve for Merceau's waist. It highlights his curves. I think this is great. I think the colors look good. Overall, this one I give a 7 or 8, 7.5 maybe. 7.5 I think is good. Ryoshu, she's, I mean, it's pink and blue, man. Like, yeah. Anything else to talk about? No, I don't think so. Okay. So moving on to another association. This is the Sync Association. This is apparently like Spanish for 5 or something. This association is responsible for dueling. They both initiate fight-in as well as officiate duels. I think they're very much based off of like, you know, like kind of Renaissance era fencers. Like I got this movie cover for the Three Musketeers, and like both this like apron type thing and the hat kind of reminded me a lot of the hat and cape of the Sync Association, while also wearing a suit and tie. Suit and tie. At least they're not wearing a trench coat. We're one step closer, eh? They got these like silver rapiers, and the rest of their outfit is also highlighted a little bit with these like silver belts and belt buckles, or just it's silver belt buckles and black belts. I think it's another case of the blue just looking pretty good. I like the color. Why is with a Q? I don't know either. Oh, also I've been putting the logos of like the organizations there just in case you didn't know. Okay, so what else am I talking about? The boots are kind of interesting because they're kind of boots, but they're also like leg warmers. It looks like these could be like regular like leather shoes for a suit on top of leg warmers. Like Don Quixote has these ugly, horrible Timberland boots that she has in every single ID except for I think one, with leg warmers over them. Yeah, I think that the only thing that this outfit needs is maybe less belts, but also some different shoes. I think this could be really improved by having some brown shoes like these, or like some shoes with like a silver highlight or something like that. Overall, I think it looks pretty good. I like the blue of the cape. I like the cape in general. I like the hat. 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. Yep. Okay, next is the Sync West and East. The Sync West is this guy. Sync East is this one. We only seen one character each of these. The Sync West. I think these are also. This is also maybe a little bit based off of. This is another Three Musketeers portrait. Though I think this is like a different style. And these are, let me read from this. It's called the Landsknecht of the Holy Roman Empire, which is like an old Germanic country. Look at this cod piece. Isn't that crazy? So yeah, I think these are based off of like the Swiss mercenaries or something. I don't really know the history about this, but this is like the closest I could find in history to an outfit like this. This is obviously a lot more gaudy. It's got blue and gold. It's got some modern elements, like the belt I feel like is more ornate than it would be. It's a little bit tighter, just a little bit though. It's like a little bit better fit, but really not well fitted enough. Like it feels like these pants are like swimming. The boots are swimming in the pants, or the pants are swimming in the boots. I don't know which is which. It's just insane. I like this is like not doing it for me. I wouldn't. I like that it's ornate. I like that it's like trying to do something, but I feel like it's just like not doing it right. The cape very embroidered. The hat is also embroidered. I don't like that the hat is embroidered. I don't like it. It's very loose. I don't know why there's fur in the boots and in the gloves. It's like, doesn't that interfere like with, you know, fighting? Yeah, I don't like the, I don't even like the blue really. I think the blue looks very unpleasing with the rest of the outfit and the hair even. Um, Boots are also a little too long. I just have so many things to complain about for this. So many like minuscule things. Compared to this even, I feel like this might even look better than this. Well, what else was I gonna say? This character is supposed to be like a Twitch live streamer in the world of the game, so maybe that contributes to why he's dressed so weirdly. Like he's dressed gaudy on purpose. This is Merceau, who is, this is the idea that is like based on this character, and it looks pretty much the same. That is to say, bad. So yeah, I really don't like the Sync West outfit. The Sync East, on the other hand, I think I like this a lot. I think it keeps the blue color scheme, but it's blue on black. Well, I guess the original Sync outfit was also black because of the fucking suit and tie. It has a different weapon. It kind of highlights the arm. They're jade bangles. And she fights with like martial arts. She's wearing like a I'm Chinese, I should know this, but it's like Chongshan, like robe dress, type situation. It does look a bit more like a dress on her. Maybe it's just my gender bias. But I think it looks good. It looks well fitted on the shoulders, which are the important part. It kind of highlights her curves in this outfit, or I mean the splash art. I like that it looks like in the splash art that her jacket might be a different material, like it might be leather. I would really love that. It would be a little bit of texture contrast, but in the sprite art it looks like that isn't the case. But I wish it was. I wish it was actually a different texture. The pants and the shoes are just whatever. I think the robe is like doing enough for it. Oh, I also like I think the colors actually contrast with her hair pretty well. And she has these like tag earrings, which I think are also working well to like contrast with her hair, and the sunglasses are doing a lot. I think it's well put together. I think it's probably mainly the accessories, like the jacket, the hat looks really good, and the head accessories. But like other than that, it's also fitted pretty well. I really like this. I really like this. So overall, like this one is like 2 out of 10. You tried. This one is like a 7.5 or 8 out of 10. Good job. Gold star. Next up is the middle. The middle. This is one of the criminal organizations, which is the strongest in the city. There are 5 fingers. So there's a middle, there's a thumb, index, ring, and pinky. The middle, they all have like their own little gimmicks, and some have uniforms or like, you know, consistent aesthetics. The middle has purple, they have chains, and their main thing is this book. It's called the Book of Vengeance. The way it works is that if anybody commits like even a slight faux pas against you, like they stare at you for too long, or they accidentally bump into you in the streets, you write it down in your Book of Vengeance. And there's also like a rule book in it, so you go to the section that's like you get bumped into in the streets, and it says kill their entire family, and then you do it. And that's what this is all about. So senior members, this is like one of the more senior members. Dwarf Book of Grudges, it might be that. Maybe I should have researched Warhammer before this. But more senior members have bigger books. I think more chains. Maybe bigger coats. I don't know if that's like involved, but generally the books and the chains seem to be symbols of status within the middle. So this guy is a very high up member. This is like the lowest level member. She's wearing a Hawaiian shirt and like little chains. I don't know if I can see the book in this one, but it's smaller, and this one's smaller too. This is like a middle tier guy. Okay, to me, this is like the worst shit ever. Oh yeah, also they have tattoos, right. That was another thing, is one of the big things is that they have more tattoos based on how senior they are. I completely forgot about that. And the tattoos in this world, um, they make you stronger. They glow purple in battle, and they make you punch really hard. Okay, back to what I was saying. This is the worst shit ever to me. This is like the biggest like 1 out of 10 outfit I've possibly ever seen. It's so fucking much going on. I think every single part of this outfit is ugly on its own, in its unique way too. The textures are horrible. These gold chains just like make it so hard to even look at these parts of his body. For some reason, there's like 4 different size chains, which also changes the texture on it. This is like this little one around his neck, the mid-sized one around his book, the mid-sized one around his arms and legs, and then the large-sized one around this. It's just like hanging off. It's like, it's so fucking ugly. There's fur trim that looks, it looks bad to me. I don't know. It looks like it might be too big or too small. The animal print jacket looks ugly. It's purple animal print. It's purple animal print. It's fucking purple animal print. The neon magenta hair, what is that about? Can you explain that? Can anybody explain this? The tattoos, like, I understand tattoos are difficult to draw, but I don't think they look super good here. I think they actually look pretty good on the Heathcliff ID, which is based off of him. I think they actually improve a lot in this ID. Like, they remove some of the chains. The tattoos look pretty good, and the hair is now only has some fluorescent streaks in it instead of being like, it's like a disaster. It's like a disaster happened here. This to me is like the emblematic 1 out of 10 outfit. You tried, I think. You did your best. Also, the shoes are animal print too, and they have gold heels too. What the hell is happening? Okay, anyways, enough about that. I think the story of the middle is a story of slowly improving from this initial low point with like better and better outfits by just like basically just removing things. Like this one removes some of the chains. The coat, the fur trim is a little bit better, and the tattoo looks a little bit better. It kind of highlights the face a little bit. It's just like, as you realize that as you lose more of these like insane gaudy elements, it actually just starts to look better. And the grunts are just like, I don't know, like it's literally a Hawaiian shirt. This regular basic ass khaki white pants. They're also just wearing these too. I don't know what it is with these pants. I guess it's also like a thing for them. Yeah. 1 out of 10 for this guy. For the rest of them, 2.5 out of 10. Look at that. Such a fair grader. Okay, so this is the seasonal highlight ID for season 3, which is chapter 5. I don't really have much to say about them. These are characters on Moby Dick. They're characters on a whaling ship, so they're like very basic, kind of comfortable, but very, very ugly outfits that are like, they're not really worried about how they look at all. This guy's like a muckraker. He's got like the giant overalls. Inexplicably, there is a military theme here because she is based off of Captain Ahab. There's a character called Captain Ahab in Limbus Company. It's a real separate character, and she is based off of that character. I maybe should put a picture of her, but I don't really care that much. But she has a like military hat, and it seems like maybe some military decorations on her coat. And Isong has this camo shirt, which I don't think there's really a reason for that when you're like in the ocean. I don't know if there's like a lot of like, you know, forestry in the ocean or whatever. Maybe there is. So these are just like not interesting to me. I kind of like the gold trim. Well, no, I actually I don't like the gold trim. I just like the weapons. The weapons are the only interesting part of this outfit. Also this one, I kind of trimmed the spear for this one, but it goes like all the way up here. Heathcliff, I think this one actually looks pretty good. It is basic, but I like Um, well, I don't like it, but I think it works. Like the screen of the pants, plus the utility vest and like the rope. I do like the rope a lot. I love the rope. But what the hell? Okay, yeah. This character is a harpooner. Well, character he's based off of his Queequeg, and in this game, it is a woman. Queequeg is a woman who is lesbian girlfriends with Ishmael, and so his character has a lot of ropes tied around him. He has this big harpoon, which I think looks pretty good. I think there's a little bit of this like gold highlights on this outfit, which I think worked very well. I guess one interesting thing is his braids. Okay, the pants look very plasticky. Yeah, I think so. It could be waterproof. I mean, he's like on a fishing boat. But his braids, what is he gonna talk about? His braids. If you remove his braids, it just looks like his regular Heathcliff hair. So it looks like they're just fucking glued on. Like the rest of his hair isn't like. Hold on, let me pull a picture. Jamie, pull a picture of Queequeg. Queequeg Limbus. Here. This is the character that he's based on, and you can see that she has a lot of like braids or dreadlocks, and I guess they are like camo pants. I don't know why they look different in the actual thing, but if you compare this to Heathcliff, it's just his regular Heathcliff hair with a little bit of braids, which I think is kind of interesting. But that's like the only interesting thing to me. Overall, these guys are very like, you know, they're not trying to look good. They're just fishing boat guys. I give it like a 3 or 4 out of 10. Okay, next up, the DSC Association. This is number 10. I think this might be Spanish. Their thing is knowledge/archiving. They kind of have like these big libraries, and when they get smarter, their little stoles get longer, and then they punch people harder. Italian? Oh, sorry. Romance languages, you know. Right. So they all have like a priestly motif, kind of, but also like, you know, college graduate motif, where it's like a robe but without like the weird hat. I like how they look. I think it's just like very simple. They all kind of look the same. This necklace looks kind of cool. There's nothing around the waist or in the lower body though, which I think makes it look very generic and kind of a little bit boring. The one thing is the director, Rousseau, is like the director of this group of people. He has like a cool golden trim on his robe, which I think looks good. Like this lapel situation, I think is doing a lot for him. But other than that, it's all just like all very basic. Oh, there's also a little bit of gold glow on his gloves, on the glove. A little bit of alliteration for you. Anyway, it's like a 5 out of 10, 5.5 out of 10. Okay, this is another seasonal highlight. This is for Heathcliff's chapter 6. And I also included Edgar Linton Gregor. If you've watched the new Wuthering Heights movie with Margot Robbie, this is Heathcliff and this is Edgar Linton, who the community and me have termed Gregor, because that is Gregor in his outfit. This is like an interesting one because this is like a guy who basically doesn't have like a static home, and he kind of doesn't shower, and he's basically been wearing the same outfit for a long time. He's like, his thing is kind of, I think it's a little too long to explain, but if you've ever seen the movie The One with Jet Li, that's basically him. He's the one, except he's not, you know, fighting his clones for himself. He's fighting it because he hates himself. He's really edgy. That's sick. It's really interesting because like It's like a chapter 6 is like a normal story for a while, and then boom, this guy shows up, and he's like, I'm the one Heathcliff, and I'm going around to all the multiple verse universes and killing all the Heathcliffs. And it's like, wow, that came out of nowhere. Yeah, I think it's it's actually not basic. This is another outfit that's very different from between the splash art and the sprite art. I think the scarf is like doing a lot. He has like a wolf kind of aesthetic going on with like the gray fur scarf, and like the eye patch I think also kind of looks like it. The trench coat, of course there's a trench coat. The trench coat and the vest actually looks surprisingly fitted. Like this looks like it fits his shoulders like quite well. So like even though it's like very dirty and dusty, I think it's like it's not a bad outfit for him. It's not a bad look. Also, the long hair is very unique, though I feel like there should be more of a beard going on if the hair is also long. Yeah, I don't think about it. That's pretty weird. Why is there no beard? Okay, 1 out of 10 for no beard. He also gets this headless horse called the Dullahan, and I think the main highlights of his outfit are this big Iron Maiden that he has and the big weird sword. I don't know what the sword is all about. But they're like the main like attracting elements of this ID. Oh, overall, I think it's the horse is missing a head. Oh yeah. Well, you usually expect the horse to have a head, but one doesn't. I think it's okay. I don't think it's like the best looking because I mean, it's just all like very dark colors. I think that's the main thing is all the dark colors, but I think they did okay with what they had. Other one is Gregor. He's kind of like an English gentleman look. It's very monochromatic, very dull outfits, just black and grays, but it's kind of helped by this like pocket watch chain. I think that's like the only thing though. Other than that, it's just very boring. And you see this outfit, at least he doesn't have a bowler hat. Can you imagine if he had a bowler hat? Why does he have an eye patch in the chibi? Okay, so this is a kind of interesting thing, but this is also the same guy, and he has an eye patch. This character and this character are different people. They're like different multiverse Heathcliffs, but they have like similar character arcs, so they just like this is the product. This is the thing that they sold to you, and this is like the character in the story. It's like, I don't know. I don't have an analogy for it. Okay, so anyway, this one I think is like a 4 out of 10. I think it's just a little boring. This one I think is a 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10. I think it is also kind of boring just because of the colors. But I think the other elements are pretty good. 5 out of 10. Okay, the ring. Now we're getting to some interesting guys. I mentioned the middle. This is the ring finger, one of the 5 strongest gangs in the city. Also, on top of being gangs, somehow I think they also like own land. Like some of these criminal organizations just like own territory. So I don't know what's going on with all that. But these guys' thing is that they're artists and they do art using other people's bodies. Ooh, they stab people in this art. Ooh, so scary. So these guys are students. These guys are docents, which I think it's a thing in art museums, and this guy is a maestro. And they all belong to the Pointillist school. There's multiple schools in the ring, which are based off of like real life art schools, or I mean art like styles throughout history. So they're Pointillist because they stab people with their brush, and it's like, yeah, I make a dot in them. I made a dot in the guy. Like what was that guy's name? I don't know. I hate pointillism. Anyway, so the only like purchasable products are these student IDs for the Pointillists. These guys have like a beret and like a apron, kind of like an art student type of vibe going on. And I actually kind of like Yi Song's outfit specifically because of like, I think the belt like, you know, cuts up his outfit very well, and like I think the puffed up sleeve looks very good. Or not very good, but pretty good, and like it's very well fitted. Like it's very closely fitted to his body. I don't know. I think that Aldis's outfit doesn't have like the same benefits. She could really use a belt too, but that also like making her look too much like Isang, I guess. I also think the ponytail looks pretty good on him. So it's just like pretty good. So Maestro, they've got like this whole, you know, suit with a blazer but without a shirt thing that like has I guess become a thing. I like his heels, and I like his like the pointillist dots on his body that like, you know, moves us up to his face, where he's got like kind of an interesting hair situation and a little hat with a veil, which I think is cool. No tie, yes. First ID, no tie. This is how his name is Jumsoon, I think. Let's see, yeah. Yeah, and this is how he looks like in the art of the novel which he come from. This is from a novel. This is from a web novel slash manga that took place in between the events of Library of Ruina and Limbus. But I think this looks good. I think it's just like, it looks really well fitted, but in this art it kind of looks like shit. Yeah, these guys are basically wearing the same things too. They also got the heels on though. They have different heels. And this guy has a freaking piece fucking thing, a necklace. I hate it. I hate this so much. And this tattoo looks good, I think. Overall, 7.5 out of 10. I really like how well fit this is. I'm basically just judging this thing on its own, so I'm gonna go 7.5. Okay, T Corp and Eurodivi. This is another good one in my opinion. Not these, but these. So the T Corp is Time Corp. They have the ability to control time, and yet somehow they don't like own the entire universe or whatever. They're kind of their gimmick. One of their gimmicks is that in T Corp, the land controlled by T Corp, they suppress the colors of all the outfits. So like of just in general of like anything that lives in that area. So like these outfits in the world of T Corp is they're all like very brown monochromatic, which I guess it's like, you know, based off of like old black and white movies or something. I don't know. It's like Victorian English gentlemen, these guys, along with like steampunk elements, like these all these gears and gears. Well, it's also gears because it's like time, you know, so it's like watches and clocks and stuff, like clockwork. So yeah, this looks horrible. I think it looks like I don't know, what does it look like? It looks like she's like a toy or something. It's super messy. I don't know why there's like dotted lines here. It's just horrible, horrible, horrible. The top hats look silly, but without the top hats, I think Aldous looks the best out of these three. Why are they removing colors? You'll have to bring up with the man himself, Limbus Company, John Limbus Company. I can't explain it. It really doesn't make any sense. Okay, so yeah, without the top hat, it's literally just a suit and tie. But I think it's a pretty good looking suit and tie, fitted. The gear accessories are unique. I love the cane. I love a good cane. Canes are good. Rodion has like the weird, you know, fucking armor that looks like horrible. She has like a kind of unique vest, so it's like hard to see with all the contrasting textures. The hat is so goofy. And the color I think looks really bad. The color looks horrible. The Eurodivi, these guys, they're kind of like a criminal organization, but they're like you know, a pro-social vigilante organization where they like steal from the rich and give it to the poor or something like that. So these guys, I think these guys look good because their unique thing is that they have like a little scarf around their necks. Also, Ryoshu has this little newsboy cap. Pants with detailing, yeah, right. I think the scarf is a really great accessory. I think the pattern looks pretty good, and it like draws your gaze to their faces, which is like a good aspect to have in an accessory. I think Ryoshu looks the best out of these two, though Hongwoo could look better if he chilled with the accessories. This is just like way too many accessories at this point. Like, what is this gear? Why is there also a watch right next to it? Just like you have the scarf, like the scarf is enough. Just like chill with that. There's a gear on the bottom here for some reason. There's like a question mark on his freaking eye monocle. I don't like. It's just too much. Coco Chanel said, before you leave the house, take off one thing, and it'll make your outfit look better, or something like that. Also, Coco Chanel was like a bad person, but I think that advice was good. I think Honglu, you need to take like 1 or 2 accessories off, or maybe like 7. His cane looks cool though, I think. Yeah, just needs a lot of editing. I think within the bounds of this outfit is a better outfit than Ryoshu's, but Ryoshu's is like better because it doesn't have all these like conflicting elements. I also think the jacket looks pretty nice. It looks like a comfortable leatherish jacket. It is like, it could use a little bit more accessories, but like not as many as Hongwu. Overall, these guys, I'm just gonna ignore these guys actually. Just Aldous is like a 6 out of 10, 6.5. These guys together, I would say like a 7, 7.5, something like that. Okay. Next up is the Deviat Association. These guys haven't appeared in any of the story yet. Deviat is, I think, Russian for number 9. They are responsible for deliveries in extreme weather conditions and just like extreme conditions in general. Also, their thing is they have this like, they all have this courier trunk, which it carries the the cargo that they're delivering, but it also serves as a weapon, but it also instantly kills them if they don't make the delivery in time, which is interesting to me. Because they're north, we haven't seen any other like section, any like direction for this association, so these are the only ones we've seen. The only ones are from the north, and apparently that means that there's extreme cold involved, because they have like these long puffer kind of parkas. They look like, puffer jackets, puffer parkas, things you see in extreme weather conditions, but also like very layered as opposed to these where it's like kind of loose, but there's also like kind of skin tight elements like the pants. They also have goggles for, I guess, extreme wind or other extreme conditions. The courier trunk, to me, it just looks like Radio Raheem, by the way. Everybody, moment of silence for Radio Raheem. But yeah, it reminds me of a big boombox. That's like always what I think of when I see it. I think it's just like too many textures to it. But this one also is surprisingly loose fit. I guess surprisingly isn't a thing. It's like supposed to be layered compared to like actual like extreme weather, like mountain climbers. The undercoat doesn't seem to be like super skin tight, like, super fitted. But overall, I think it looks good. I like that it's layered. I like that there's no suit and tie. I think the colors look alright. I think the parts close to the body could use some more black elements because it's like minty green on minty white and black, but like it seems like this part of the body doesn't have like a lot of black. I know there's a belt there, but it's like I just feel like there needs to be more, maybe on the trench coat. Overall, I think it looks good though. The penguin, I think it's a 7.5 out of 10. I like it. That's all I had to say. Next up is the La Mancha Land IDs. This is a pretty goofy one. So these guys are immortal vampires, but they opened up like Disneyland, but for just like they opened up a fucking theme park. It's like kind of weird when you just like say the synopsis like that, but this is the seasonal highlight. This is Don Quixote. She's all serious mode. She also doesn't have the weird, like the ugly shoes. So what's notable about these is that they're kind of front facing, like figureheads. in like a theme park. They're like the cast in like a in Disneyland. Like they're like you know, like the Disney princesses or the Mickey Mouse suit guy in Disneyland, and they have to like hang out with the kids and interact with them. So that's like an interesting part of these guys' story. But their outfits, I kind of separated these into like the kind of male outfits and the female outfits, though Don Quixote is a woman. She has a kind of masculine fit. Starting with the priest, just like a casual suit and pants, no tie. It has this like kind of weird like striped shirt. This also it's like a blouse or something, and this string necktie. I think this is so boring. I think it's like so simple and there's like nothing notable about it. The only thing notable is that Gregory looks hot because he's got his hair pulled back, and I like the glasses on him, but that's not what this guy looks like. He just looks boring. It's not great. Not a great outfit. It's a background character outfit. 2 out of 10. 2.5 out of 10. Next up is the Prince. He is a character that you meet earlier than the chapter 6 or chapter 7 story. He's based off of this guy. He's the Prince of the Parade. There's a parade in La Mancha land, and there's both a prince and a princess. We'll meet her later. His outfit is like very simple. Like I'm surprised that they made him the prince. Maybe this is like his casual clothes, like he wore something different in the parade, but it's just like it's like a white ascot, white cravat with a white shirt, red scarf. It's so basic. Even if it wasn't covered in blood, I think it would just be like a very boring outfit. The only interesting thing would be probably the this thing, the weapon, as well as Merceau having long hair, because he usually doesn't have long hair. He usually has very slick back, clean cut hair. And with the blood, it's just like so hard to even see any element of the outfit. I think it looks bad. 3 out of 10 because I think the scarf looks kind of interesting. Okay, next is Manager Dawn. She is in like this kind of old style military uniform. I kind of like it. She has like a ton of these like aiguillettes running across her body. This is how it looks like in the story sprite. I think it looks worse. I think the color of the shirt and pants looks a lot worse. This one is like a lot cooler. This one is more brown. This is a lot more brown in general. I don't know why it's so brown. And this one it looks kind of blue though, which I think is the best kind of look for her. The colors I think could use some work. I think it could look really good with some blue, maybe with some less aiguillettes, maybe with a different color pants. I think it's just not too much color contrast here. I think it just needs a lot more. Other than that, maybe it'd be fine. I think in the ID, she has the super long hair, which connects, like goes all the way to her waist, and in this she has like kind of cropped hair, not cropped, but like, you know, like a bob, a wavy bob or something. I think that actually is worse in this ID because it kind of like conflicts with the boa, and the boa is like a similar texture. It's like the main element of it, so you kind of don't want it to like be, you know, conflicted with, because it's the main element of the outfit. But like it's a similar texture, so it kind of like blends in a weird way, and I think it would probably look better if it was you know, a little bit, you know, separate from the boa. Yeah, that's all I had to say for this one. I think it's it could look good. Just see some different colors on it, like 4.5 out of 10, 4.5 probably. Next up is the princess and the barber. The barber, she's got a dark red mermaid cut dress, which means that it's kind of like tight on the waist and below, and then, you know, spreads out at the bottom. It has these kind of like sheer cutouts in like the chest, this area, as well as actual cutouts in the arm and the legs, the sides. And it's got a bunch of ruffles and embroiders. I think I like this a little bit. I feel like the color. Oh shit, the colors are a bit simple. Like there's not. It's all red. It's red on red on red. So there's like not a lot of color contrast. I would like it if there is some. I don't know, like black or something else. Maybe some brown. I don't know. I feel I'm not really sure what color it should be. I do like the red highlight on her hair though. I think the cutouts kind of don't work specifically for the actual character. What's her name again? Nicoletta, I think. I think her skin color is like the color of the dress just doesn't agree with her skin color. It's just like it's weird. It's weird. The color just does not work with her skin color, I think. But it does, I think, work with Aldous' skin color. It actually looks really good on her. The color does, at least. I think it just needs more, I think. Also, this bow and the splash art looks really silly to me. Yeah, it's weird. I'm not too sure what to add. I'm not like super familiar with like, you know, elaborate dress fashion. I'm actually not familiar with any type of fashion. I have no formal training in this. But moving on. Next up is the princess. This is Dulcinea, the princess of Don Quixote. She has this white and purple and dark purple ball gown, like kind of a Victorian or I don't know, like it's like very Marie Antoinette style ball gown. It's like tiered ruffles, a cake, and it's got a corset with cross stitches, and I think this is called a Queen Anne neckline. Showing off the booba so that it can make lots of money. I think it is very similar to this like kind of period like Marie Antoinette dress though. Those like French French Revolutionary dresses, they had these like weird like bustles or whatever. It's like super spread out, not like this where it almost follows the curves of her waist almost. There's a little bit of separation between like the skirt portion. This entire portion is a skirt, and the corset and the upper body. I think it probably works though. I'm not like super familiar with it. I like the ruffles. I like the colors. It's another situation where I think it looks a little bit better in the sprite art than it does in the story or the splash art. I'm not really too sure how to rate it. Oh, I just know she has like a little bonnet. Oh, I don't know. I think it's meant to be elaborate because it's supposed to be it's a parade. She's supposed to be like a Disney princess essentially. It's meant to be gaudy and like, you know, have a lot of complicated stuff on it for the kids. I think it works for that, but also apparently this is just what she wears casually too, because they couldn't, you know, make a additional sprite for her. So this is just what she wears all the time. I still think it looks good though. I think it looks good. Together, I think it's like a 7.5 out of 10. She's like a 6, 7.5, or 6, 7, and her it's like a 7.5 or 8. The highest score so far. It's a very unique category though, I think. Let me look at my notes. I don't have anything else to talk about. Okay, so LC Ego. This is an extracted ego, but a different company has extracted from these monsters. This is the monster. This is the monster. I have a picture of Chappell Roan, who also has like a similar kind of butterfly piece on the back of her outfit. This is called Ardor Blossom Star. It is based off of the Ardor Blossom moth. As like flaming wings are the main component of this outfit. The rest of it's a fucking suit and tie. It's a suit and tie. Though somehow the vest is glowing for some reason. I don't think that looks I don't like the glowing vest. I think If you want the vest to glow, you gotta make other things glow, I think. Maybe the shoelaces or something. This is a super ego based on Art of Blossom Moth. This is Ishmael's super ego for it. She gets to have a kind of different outfit. It's like a hoodie or something with a dress. I think this looks better than this outfit, but I think that the wings in this look pretty good. I think it's just the wings. It's the wings mainly. I guess you really just aren't supposed to look at the rest of the outfit. Oh, she also does have like the flaming like hair ties. I originally I hated these wings. I thought like the pattern didn't look good, but over time I feel like I've like come to like them. I think the way they move looks alright. I think it's cool that there's like this elaborate back piece to the outfit. Like the rest of it's just like so boring though. But I do like this piece of the outfit. Also, this is from the official animation for the anniversary. So that's cool. It's weird how it's only, well, no, it's only the bottom part. It's like a trench coat when it's base form. This is like the special form. Why do I have this here? Oh, right, it's because I thought that like Xiao, this is Xiao from Library Runa. I thought it was a situation where it would just be like way too many of these highlights, like the texture would just become so messy for this wing. That's why I kind of hated it, but over time I've kind of started to like it. I don't think, because there's a lot of other like issues with this outfit that make it, in my opinion, bad. Yeah, I think this is a whole different thing. I think this does look pretty good compared to this, which I think looks horrible. Next up is Lantern. I think this is my favorite Limbus Company specific extracted ego outfit. It's based off of this like fairy sitting on this like dead tree. So it's got a kind of wood aesthetic with a little fairy. The coat is a wood grain pattern. I believe it's supposed to be wood. And it looks fucking disgusting in this splash art. Can we just be honest? I think it looks horrible in this. But in the sprite, I think it actually looks good. I think it actually looks really good in the sprite. I should add more for when it's moving. Oh, this is a super ego based off of Fey Lantern, by the way. Sinclair in his little fairy dress. Anyways, I don't know why I included that. So I think the trench coat is a trench coat. It looks quite good in this. The wood pattern does. I think that the eyes look kind of ugly, but I think I'm willing to forgive it. I don't know why I like this so much. I like the pinstripes. I like the tie, the blue color. I think looks pretty good with this. The pants are kind of boring. At least there's like something going on here with like the belts around the leg, but it could use some more around the lower body. That could be said for pretty much every other outfit that I go over though. Also this little wood thing looks like it's coming out of his ass. I don't really know about that. I don't love that. I like the branches coming out of his head. I like this outfit. I just think it could like use a little bit of notes. Let me see what I have. So yeah, I think the twigs frame his head and the tie kind of almost balances out the color. I think it could use some more, maybe blue or some other type of thing around his lower body or around his shoes. I think that the eyes could maybe be framed to look more like butterflies. What is it attached to? It's coming out of his asshole. I think not butterflies. I think these eyes could, if they look like fireflies, maybe could look good. I don't know. Or some maybe like fungi, phosphorescent fungi or something. I think this fairy should sit on his head. I think they should remove this whole thing or create like an entirely new like wooden kind of, back piece to it. I don't know how it would look, but just remove this and like replace it with something else and put the fairy on his head. I think that would look a lot better. Yeah, I think those were my suggestions for how to change it. Just like more color on the lower body, remove this, put the fairy on the head, and different wooden back piece, and probably change these eyes maybe, but I don't think it's like the worst part of it. Yeah, this one is like a 6.5, 7 out of 10, maybe 6.5. And this one is like a 7.5 out of 10 for me. But I think it could like look a lot better if they made some changes to it. Okay, next up, another LCE, Extracted Ego, extracted by Limbus Company's experimental department. It's actually two of them, both worn by the same guy, this fella. His name is Hohenheim. Both of them are fucking trench coats over a suit with different patterns on them. This one is AEDD, which is apparently based off of the abbreviation for Automated External Defibrillators. It's based off of this like electric spider, electric centipede. I think the main difference is in these two outfits is it's just the trench coat. It's only the trench coat that you have to worry about. In this one, it is got these like two connecting patches, and it's got these nails, these fluorescent nails on the shoulders and on the bottoms of the trench coat, and kind of guide your eyes to both his head and like down this coat. And I think outside of that, it kind of is so boring. It's so boring. The pants don't look good in this one. The shoes are so basic. I don't know. It's like a 3-4 out of 10 or something. This one, I totally forgot about the trypophobia stuff. Yeah, let's just like, well, yeah, okay. So this one is based off of this guy, Big Bird from Lobotomy Corporation. It is a Lobotomy Corporation era ego. It's got these eyes like Big Bird does. Like go all the way down the trench coat. It's very dark brown with like glowing yellow highlights, and the bottom is feathers because it's a bird. Also, he's got night vision goggles, but that is from a separate. It's kind of a separate thing. This one I think looks. I'm not sure if this one looks uglier than this one. I think they might be like in the same tier, but like for different reasons. Like this one, parts of it are nicer, but also other parts are uglier than this one. It's like they're like the same level of mid, but like for different reasons. I do like how the bottom is feathered. It doesn't have that in the Lobotomy ego. I think that looks cool. I think the eyes look kind of ugly, but that's kind of on purpose. But other than that, it's just like the color is so basic. Everything is so basic. They're all basic. Both 3 or 4 out of 10. Okay, next up is Full Stop Office. I pretty much include these for one reason. So these are a Library of Ruina character. These are two enemies that you fight in Library of Ruina. They are gun guys. Their gimmick is that they shoot a lot of guns. So they kind of have a military aesthetic. At least this guy does. He has like a camo coat, some belts, and the kind of unifying element, because they have different outfits, is they have these like combat kind of boots. Kind of. I don't think they really scream out that they're combat boots, but I was like reaching for like something that connects these two outfits. They're all suits and ties. And he has a trench coat, and she has knee pads actually, which I guess are kind of interesting. Also, she has like a kind of like utility belt and like kind of a dress kind of thing with this silhouette, but Heathcliff's version of the outfit is just like a very basic suit, and the pants are not a different color, so it's even more kind of basic and boring. Okay, going on to the one thing that I want to talk about, can you just like direct your eyes to the chest area of Hongwoo's outfit? Do you see what is happening here? It looks like he just has two belts covering his tie. It's like fucking gorilla gripping the tie with two belts. Like, what what is going on here? Do you see this? Are you looking at this? What is this? Like, what? Why are you doing this? What? It's like the belts are like reaching out and grabbing and like fucking hugging the tie. It's like the purpose of a tie is kind of like to cut up like a kind of basic, you know, color blocking of a suit, but then you cover up the tie because you're afraid it'll like fly away or something. Are the belts part of the jacket? It looks like they're under the coat. I think it might be like its own separate thing. Like he might be wearing like a harness or something under here. Can you imagine he takes off the trench coat and it's just two belts that are just wrapped around his entire body just for some reason, for whatever reason. Like, can you imagine that? It's so funny to me. I don't know why it's so funny. It's crazy. It's crazy. Okay. Anyways, that's the one thing. Next is chapter 7. This is H Corp. Oh, no, it's chapter 8, I think. Yeah, chapter 8. This is H Corp, which is Hong Yuan's bioengineering group. Their thing, or their special technology, is that they have these like Chinese like pills that they can create, which can alter parts of the body and make them more like animals or like heal people. It's like super Chinese medicine, basically. Super Chinese medicine. So, and their military is like these covert ops units called the Heisho Pack Animals. They're based off of the 12 animals of the Zodiac. We only seen 5 of them so far. But, they all have these like very dark colors. They all have these weird hats. The triangle hats. Or I guess they're cones. And they all have like some animal features to match their the branch that they're from. Like this guy has like, this is the rooster branch. He has like those rooster feathers. The snake branch has like a snake like wiggly arm. The rabbit branch, this is a little bit of a stretch for the rabbit branch, but they have like these things hanging from their hats which are supposed to represent rabbit ears. That's kind of a stretch, right? Like their whole thing is like, oh no, we have to like sacrifice our humanity to have this awesome power, but we have to look like these creepy animal guys. But like the rabbit guys, they just look like regular guys, right? Like they just look like normal, but like they just have a different hat. Like that's kind of not fair to the other branches. Like this guy has an entire horse attached to him, but you know, she just gets to have a regular body but with a different hat. Okay, anyways, so yeah, the outfits are very similar, which is why I grouped them all together. I don't think it's like too much worth talking about all of them separately. Like the baggy overcoat, like a robe, or yeah, it's just a coat, hat, scarf, and bandage wrappings around different parts, like their face or their arms. Uniquely, they have like a separate color for each branch, so red for the roosters, purple for snakes, etc. And they have this cute embroidered animal head on the robes. This is like, I think that's just nice. I think that's neat. Yeah, and they also have like a specific animal features. Also, they can become normal. So this guy who is half horse can just become a normal guy if he takes another pill. For these, they all pretty much wear the same outfits like within their branches. Like all the roosters pretty much look like this, all the snakes pretty much look like this. I think that the sheep branch is just we don't see these guys in the story. It's only Don Quixote gets the sheep ID. I really like the fluffy wool kind of, you know, trimmings on her. I don't know why Don Quixote gets a bunch of like fleece or wool stuff, but I really like this. I think it's like the most layered and, you know, blocked outfit out of these. The scarf looks nice, so it's just like it's just a way more complete outfit than these guys, I think, in my opinion. Like these are all just like, you know, grass skirts and like robes, and this is like a whole thing. It's like a whole actual outfit. So this one is the best, I think, by like a significant margin. And the horse, I think, looks pretty good. And then rooster, and then rabbit, and then snake is the worst. That's my ordering for how good the Heisho look. Okay, next up. Drifting Blade Ryoshu. This is based off a story character from chapter 8. Not actually that much to talk about for this one. Maybe I should have included this in the skips, but she's just like wearing like a traditional, like simple black or blue robe. I think the interesting thing is all like these like the ropes and the scarves and the stuff that are tied, like tying her weapons to her back. She has like 8 weapons or something, as a reference to like spiders. Yeah, I don't love anything about her. I think I like the rope and the scarf the best, and probably the weapons, but like other than that, it's pretty simple. The shoes are insane. What is this? Like, is this a shoe? Like, is she just wrapping bandages around her feet, or are the shoes supposed to look like this? Bang K with the multiple weapons? Yeah. I think it's probably what she's a reference to. This is the seasonal highlight identity for season 6, chapter 8. This is Honglu's chapter. He's a guy for the chapter. The shoes appear to resemble slippers. Okay, but they resemble slippers, but like, do they look like slippers? Like, the shoe situation in Limbus Company is dangerous and untenable. What are they wearing? So this is Honglu's thing. This is a reference to this character, Kong Qiu, who is literally just Confucius from the story chapter. He's his brother. He's his older bro. He's a Chad. He's way taller. He's cooler. Pretty much everything is just better than Honglu. It's like black on red, but there's so many different contrasting textures. Like, it's got this like scarf thing. It's got these like patterns on the lapel, on the bottom of the robe, the rope sash, and the bottoms of this coat. I thought this was like a simple robe, but actually I saw this in motion, and it's actually like it's like a jacket, or it's a trench coat. It's another fucking trench coat. It's just all trench coats. It's a very flowy silhouette. If you look at it from the front, you could mistake these for like a ribbon or something. I think it's very confusing though. Like, the silhouette, when it's not moving and you can see when you can't see what he's wearing, is like hard to tell like what part of the outfit is what. Like, if you just like look at if you like close your eyes and just like point to one part of his outfit and then just like, you know, always look at the immediate vicinity, like it's hard to immediately know what part of the outfit it is. It's like, I think it is like 3 or 4. It's 4 layers at least of outfit. There's this turtleneck, then there's this thing, this robe, and then there's this outer robe, and then there's this super trench coat. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, I don't like that about it. I like the gold hair ornament. It's very cool. Now I got that reference image from Road to Empress. That game was nice. I guess, yeah, it's also like this trench coat, it reaches the floor, so I'm a little confused about how it's so big. Like, doesn't he just like trip on this? Like, why couldn't he just get a shorter trench coat? I'm a little confused about that. I don't know. It's like a trench coat for a giant, for like a 7-foot tall man. I like, even if he put it on and took it off his shoulders, like it would be even more too big for him, wouldn't it? Like, you simply never trim. I guess so. Yeah, I have a lot of complaints about this outfit. It's just like confusing textures and layering, and the trench coat is just it's a mystery for me. 5.5 out of 10. 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. The Sichuan Ishmael. This is Honglu's sister, his little sister. And also it is Ishmael, who is Chinese in this. She's American Irish, but she's also become Chinese. It's it's a pretty ornate outfit. It's like red and gold with a very long black Gyeongsam dress. I'm Chinese, bro. Why can't I say these words? Which kind of like wraps in like a spiral pattern around her body up to her chest. And I don't know why this dress is always tinted red at the bottom. It's kind of weird to me. She also has these oxhorn hair and braids, and she has this red sash around her waist. I generally like this. I think it's good. I just think that there's some parts to it that I have some complaints about. I think that there's just like not very much elements to it below like here. Like this is all like seems very simple to me. They can like use something below this line. She does become like the queen of the castle. She literally becomes CEO of H Corp throughout the story. Spoilers, by the way. And she got this nice trench coat, of course. I think that like fixes it for her a little bit. But we're talking about this. We're talking about this. So yeah, wonder if you could have some more stuff down here to like help her out with this. Like maybe replace the sash, the rope sash, with like a nicer belt or something, or yeah, I don't know. I have to workshop that one, but overall I do like it. Like 7.5 out of 10. Yeah. Yeah, maybe not 7.5. Yeah, not 7.5. 7.5. I think it's not as good as Princess Stress. The thumb. The thumb is another one of the fingers. It is the thumb finger. It is a classic Italian mobster aesthetic, or at least I think it's supposed to be. They've got like suits and trench coats, suits and ties and trench coats. Oh my, wow. But I mean, it is like kind of the mobster aesthetic that they're going for. Their gimmick is that they're very, very strict about rules. So if you like even break one rule very lightly, you have to like cut off your arm or something like that. So I think this, the story of this outfit is that it's a very uniform, so that like, because the rules are so strict, even like the higher ups of the organization have to wear the same uniform. And there's like even like characters who are like, you know, very swaggery and very like, you know, easygoing. They still wear the exact same uniform as everybody else. So that's like, to me, that's like not, that's the only interesting thing. The other thing, I think the red of the outfit looks very different from outfit to outfit, from picture to picture, and I think that's like the most important part of the outfit, is what the red looks like. I think it looks kind of bad here and here, but I think it looks pretty good here. And I think this is one of my favorite splash arts of the game. I do like this. What else is there? Suits and red overcoats. These are the only thumb IDs that we currently have, so I'll rate these. I think they look okay. I think Sinclair actually looks better because I think it needs like the black contrast with the red. This one is just like way too much red. The main issue is this shirt situation, the collar. It's just like visually confusing to me. I can't even tell like what it is. Like, what is it? What's this collar? I think as soon as you look at it, it like draws your eyes to it, and you just like puzzle over it, and you can't find a solution because there is no solution. So I think that's like that's my issue with the outfit. Overall, it's okay. It's pretty boring, I guess. I like the hat a little bit. Yeah, the color isn't anything super special to me. Yeah, that's about it. 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10. Okay, these are the overarching villains of the game, allegedly. They're the new League of 9 literateurs from N Corp. We talked about N Corp before. It was the what are they called? The Fanatics. These guys they're a collection of guys. They're not just guys. There's several types of guys from different parts of the story. This guy is from Hongwu's hometown, which is like China. She's from Heakless. She's from Wuthering Heights. These guys are from Yi Song's story, and she is Gregor's mom. Gregor Samsa from Metamorphosis. She is his mom. So they're very different characters. They all have the same color scheme, the red and white and dark blue. They all have fucking trench coats. They all have trench coats, of course they do. But generally, they have completely different outfits. And I think the story this has to tell is that compare these outfits with our folks, our LCB folks. These guys get to basically wear whatever they want, and while our guys, they have to wear, you know, kind of similar uniforms. We do get a little bit of different variations, but essentially the same uniform. Because these guys are the bosses. They're higher up in the organization they're in, and we're just goons. I think that is the story these have to tell, probably. Okay, now these guys also have extracted ego. Everybody has fucking ego now, extracted ego, that is. So I think we've already seen this guy. This is Fell Bullet. He's based on Der Flugschutz. It's another German word that I don't know. And this is called Spiral of Contempt. Called Contempt and Awe. Fell Bullet is just like a brown coat. It's just brown trench coat. A fucking tie. There's a tie there. The most interesting aspect of the outfit is like the tornness of the coat and the scarf and the flaming, you know, headpiece. I think those like do make it look better. I do actually like the color, this brown color of the entire outfit. Aside from that, it's like pretty boring though. The real highlight is this one, the Contempt and Awe extracted ego. I think this looks amazing. I think that gold and the blood red are like a great contrast with the black. I think that this like jagged diamond cutout jacket thing is a very cool piece. I think the wings look very good on it. It's like a cool back piece, and like the straight blood drips are like a nice texture or shape contrast. I think the weapon looks pretty cool. Also, the sound effects are cool. Also, glasses, and the hairstyle is unique to this outfit. Was there a 9? Also, remember me posting about this outfit? Oh, I did? That's crazy. I think I might give this a 9, or even a 9.5. This is like maybe my favorite outfit in the game. Did I give it a 9? Let me think. Let's give it a 9. I think the pants are still very boring. It's like the classic Limbus thing where the pants are just like fucking straight trousers and black shoes. I would give it a 9. I would give it a 9. Favorite outfit so far? I think it looks great. I think. Okay, so another thing is I think that in the ID, like this cutout jacket looks metallic color, like it might be made of metal, but in this story sprite and in the splash art, it looks like it might be just like regular fabric. And I want to believe that's metal, because I think it would be so much cooler if it was like a metal jacket or something. I want to believe. It's a 9 out of 10. This is the Ryoshu also has a super ego of the same abnormality. The glasses are the same. I think this is where they took the glasses for this outfit from. But otherwise, I can't really rate it too well because you can only see the outfit in the sprite art. The splash art actually, she's like turned around so you can't see the outfit, so like kind of annoying. Okay, Jeong Office and the Night Owls. Jeong Office is what Ishmael's wearing. This is based on this character, and the Night Owls is Gregor's. So these are characters from Library Runa. They also do make a short cameo in Limbus. They're like very side character-y. They don't really have any importance to the story at all. So Ishmael's outfit is gray and black with some purple highlights. This is just like this is way too black. It's just way too dark. Like I can barely see her. I think it's hard to see. It's the classic trench coat silhouette. It's very difficult to distinguish different parts of her outfit. The highlights are the singular pin that's right here, and she also has a belt. And the sword is kind of a highlight, but it's not part of her outfit. I I think actually genuinely like the main like statement piece of her outfit is her fucking hair. Like the hair is like the main part of the outfit, which is not something you want to see on when like the most important part of the outfit is not the outfit. Arguably the sword is an accessory. Yeah, I guess I could see that. I just like yeah, I think the purple is like, I think it's a good purple. It's rare to see purple in this game, and I think it looks pretty good, but otherwise like the outfit is just like insanely like monotone. For the Night Owls, I thought this outfit was a lot more interesting. I did some slight research into like, you know, amputee fashion. I hope I'm not being too disrespectful with this, but I found this amputee model named Jack Ayers. I thought pretty cool. There's like an inherent asymmetry to this. And I think it's interesting how like people kind of like, you know, highlight it or compensate for it in different ways. So yeah, I think that's like the main interesting part of this outfit. Other than that, it's like pretty monochromatic, black and white and gray. The pinstripes I think look pretty good. The trench coat, surprisingly, I think this is like the first trench coat that like I kind of liked a little bit more than like normal. Like I don't know what it is. I guess because like he does have his right arm in this, or he has a prosthetic right arm, but it looks like a normal right arm. So he kind of like creates this like, you know, asymmetrical silhouette by like opening up his coat to the side where he holds his weapon and his prosthetic leg. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Other than that, it's like kind of boring. I do like the stripedness of his shirt. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I like the trench coat. I like his hair. The leg, kind of the prosthetic leg, kind of reminded me of like a railroad spike or anything. Could you imagine how hard it is to walk on that? I mean, it's not easy to walk with a, you know, a foot-shaped prosthetic, but like the prosthetic is a spike. Like imagine like walking on like hardwood floor and it creates like a hole in the floor. Yeah, I mean, I think it's like a statement prosthetic. Maybe, I guess this is like the most interesting part to me. If you just like look at it, it's like, it's interesting to imagine what his life is like with this, you know, spike-shaped prosthetic. I don't really know what to rate these. Yeah, so I don't think I will. Guess what? It's my show, so it's my rules. Okay, this is I think there's still 2 more fingers that we haven't talked about. This is one of them. This is the index. They have a religious theme. Their thing is like they take orders from higher ups, and by higher ups I mean a god. They have like different delivery methods where they receive orders that they must follow from some sort of deity that they believe in. They wear basically classic black and white suits with some gold accented parts of their outfit, like the buttons, cufflinks, an emblem on their suits, as well as white capes and coats. And the longer coat they have, or the nicer sword they have, the higher up they are in the organization. And I actually like these quite a bit. I think these are the index guys from Ruina. I skipped Gloria because I thought it was like hard to rate her. And I do think that it looks kind of silly that they have like these long ass white cloaks and underneath it's just like a regular fucking suit and tie. It kind of felt silly to me, like they were like just doing like a costume, like they just put a bed sheet over them. But I did like the idea of the white, black, and gold, and I think it really like comes to a head here with this Rien outfit. This is Yi Song. I think this is like the best possible regular suit and tie in the entire game. It's like, I know it's boring, it's just like black and white, but it's with the gold accents. But I think the accessorizing is great. The accent, the tie clips, the cufflinks, He has a little chain for his beeper, which is how he gets his orders delivered to him. There are a lot of regular student ties, but I think this looks to me like the most luxurious one. It looks the best fitted and the best accessorized. I like the mask. It's got like, he has like the kind of the white and gold of the index with like the gold and white porcelain mask. His eyes are gold too. I guess that could be something. Got white gloves. I think this is definitely my favorite of all of them. The accents are so important. Like I put this guy here just to show like what it looks like to have this suit just with no accents at all, no highlights. So yeah, I do like this a lot. Oh my god. I think this is, what the hell? To me, this is like 8.5 or 9 out of 10. I think this is another one of my favorites. Why does she have horns in the splash art? This is a FLRS ego. I don't know if you heard me when I explained it earlier. She is also a character in the story. She has like this kind of schoolgirl thing going with like the pleated skirt and the tie. I think this looks pretty bad though. I think the cloak obscures more than it creates like a good... I think this cloak hurts her silhouette more than it helps her. It looks better when she just has it off. It's an FLRS ego, so it's like equipment that she extracted from her own heart in the most dire moments of her life. I also think that this thing and this thing maybe are too big. Like they kind of like cover up rather than help her. Yeah. I think it's just like the base outfit, like the schoolgirl shirt, skirt, and tie, like are kind of boring, and then like the other elements like either hinder that or just like make it like don't help it, rather than, you know, help making this outfit more interesting. I think the most interesting thing is like the horns and the claws. These are supposed to be claws. But I don't know if I want to like include that. I don't love it, but I do love this. I think it's like a 8.5 or a 9. Maybe I think I'm gonna go with 8.5 because it is still kind of boring. Like the lower body, it's still just pants, regular ass pants, but it's the best looking one of the bunch. This is a low level grunt of the index. They have like a basic kind of sword, and I think this cloak actually looks better. They also have a blindfold, which I think is interesting. I kind of hate these guys though. They contribute to the most boring playstyle of Library of Arena. Once you fought these guys, you got to use their cards no matter what the rest of the game. Okay, these are just distortion detectives. They aren't maybe I'll go kind of fast with these because these aren't characters that are playable. They aren't like IDs for the sinners to use. They are from a previous web novel in the series called Distortion Detective. So these two are the core, and this guy joined relatively recently, taking the left-hand one. I do like her, like, you know, the blouse, the scarf, and the gold pinstripe pants. I think it looks clean. I think there's like these little details, like the ruffle patterns on her sleeves, the scarf, and the accents on the coat stripes. I think her shoes, like, yeah, like you won't get very many good shoes in Limbus Company, and her shoes look pretty good. Hers just like the jacket is a little too oversized, and so like this is like the art. The jacket looks like it's 8 sizes too big in this, but in this one it looks like it's only like regular oversized, and it kind of fits her arms. And then in this one it's like very, very confusing to look at. You can't really see like a through line through it. There's like no color that's consistent. Textures are kind of rough, and this one, like, you can see the orange kind of going through it. So it's like another situation where the sprite art and the story art are very different. Vespa, his kind of thing is he's like a bee theme guy, even though he's just like a bee theme guy, even though he has nothing to do with bees. The gold and black is like a good color contrast, but in this art it's like kind of hard to see the gold or the yellow parts because his hand is covering it up and this icon is being covered by the coat. But in this it looks good. Also, it's a trench coat. The trench coat, I don't know if I love like the blue color on it. It's like introducing a different element to his regular black and yellow. I think I would like it if it was just like smaller. I would really like it if the coat was smaller and maybe he could have some yellow in his shoes. Like, it's just fucking regular brown leather shoes. He could use something. I like the gold highlights on his hair too. So I think she's the best. He's second best. He's his last, fortunately. Yeah. Okay. The middle again. These are other middle guys. The middle guys from before were created like 2 years ago or something. 2 or 3 years ago. And these middle guys were created this year. So we have Matthias over here and Kira. We'll start with Matthias. We're actually improving quite a bit. You know, I said I fucking hate the middle, but like a lot of the elements that were choking up the other guys' look are improved upon in this one. The chains are back, but if you look at it, it only covers this chest here. They're not just like fucking everywhere. His body parts aren't like completely like, you know, smothered in chains. It's only the sword and his animal foot. I don't know what's an animal foot. I don't think they explained that. The suit actually looks pretty good. He's not just wearing the pants. I think the tattoos actually look pretty good in his like chest window. The patterns look better. The fur actually looks like more comfortable rather than jagged and spiky and like overbearing. I like that his hair is white, which you know, connects with the white of the suit. It gives him a powerful look, the suit does, because it's like you can see that it's actually kind of tight around like the waist and the arm area because of his big strong muscles. There's a little bit of highlighting on the suit too with the buttons. The black shirt, I think under the white suit, looks pretty good. It's a good look on him. And his shoes aren't fucking animal print. So I think this is very good. I think we should be due to be getting IDs of these characters. That's the plan. Oh, there actually is one of Ishmael. I forgot to include that. Whatever. Doesn't matter. It looks the same as this character. But yeah, I give this a 8 out of 10. 7.5. 8. I'll give it an 8. Fuck it. I'll give it an 8. Fuck it. We'll do it live. So Adidas track pants here. She has the fucking purple Adidas track pants. It's fucking crazy. Shouts to Jenny. She has some cool sneakers. Like, talk about shoes. Talking about boring shoes. She actually has some shit going on here. She actually kind of got some crazy shoes on top of underneath her regular ass Adidas track pants. Other than that, she has no body tattoos, which is, she's like kind of like affiliated with the middle, but she's like not super like in deep with them, so I guess this kind of represents that. She looks like when she's just in her coat thingy, it looks like she's in a freaking sleeping bag or something. I think the coat looks pretty bad. I don't like when she puts her hands in her pockets like that. It looks like she's scrunching up her shoulders and it looks kind of uncomfortable. Don't love her outfit. Don't love that. She has a forehead bow. That's something. I think it's nice to have accessories. I don't think it looks bad. So she's getting like a 5 out of 10 from me, I think. I don't love the coat. I don't love the pants. Yeah, I do kind of love the shoes though. 5 out of 10, 8 out of 10. Okay. So this is the last finger. They're the pinky. We actually met members of the pinky before. So it's a secret society. So I don't think there's a uniform for members of the Pinky. They all kind of wear different things. They're supposedly based on the 108 Heroes of Water Margin, the old Chinese book. So let me see. This so Jiaqiu is the Tiangang star. Zilu is the Tianjiu star. Lei Hong, this guy, is the Tiantui star. And then she's the Dehui star, and he's like trained to be one, to be the Dehui star to replace her. So this guy, I kind of like his outfit a little. Well, mostly I just like this coat. It's like a cool like floral coat with like a gradient from dark blue to light blue or white. I actually like this coat. Other than that, it's pretty boring. There's like belts on this hakama. There's literally nothing else to say about it. His hair is crazy. He needs a haircut. Is the case 9F everyone knows it exists? If everyone knows it exists. Oh well nobody, well they're secret, but we're in the know because we're special. Like we met some of them and they are open about talking about it with us. So most people living in the city don't know it exists. Okay, so the D-Way star, I'm not really super sure how to talk about this because I don't know a lot about like Japanese traditional clothing, but it's like a white kimono, and I think that's like representative of like either death or wedding, one of those. One of those. It's got blue floral accents at the bottom. I do like this. I do like this a lot. I think I like Ren's gradient and floral stuff more, but I think this looks good too. She has some accessories. She has this like rope thing, which you can see in this animation that like swings around her. She has string ties on her veil. I do think that the veil makes her look worse because it kind of gives her like a blob-like aesthetic, or blob-like silhouette. It's hard to see her, like she doesn't look very distinct. In addition to that, I feel like there might not be enough blue. Like I think I would like it more if like there's maybe this waist sash was blue and maybe like her sleeves had a deeper blue gradient on the outside. I think it's a little maybe too white for me, but overall I like it. Ren, I give like a 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10. And her, I give like a 5.5, 6 out of 10. There's a society called Thumb, Index, Middle, and Ring, and everybody's think Pinky doesn't exist. Well, I mean, yeah. Well, they know the Pinky exists, but they don't know what they are. I think. I don't know. Actually, you know what, Kirby? I think that the writers of this game literally did not think of what you were just saying. Okay, so the Ring, the Corporus. They are another school of the Ring. They focus on using literal flesh and blood and bones to create sculptures. You can see in their weapons and the background of the splash art. They use white and gold to offset the flesh and bone colors of their weapons. So you have like very like, you know, warm browns and reds with the very stark white and gold. They have replaced their entire bodies with machines, and their bodies, their like robot bodies, I think kind of allude to like bare bones. Like this is like the spinal column. This one is kind of like a what is it? The radius and ulna bones, the arm bones. This kind of looks like the rib cage. Well, yeah, I think this kind of looks like the rib cage. And the pelvis bone. This isn't that very illegal? Yes. That's why they're a criminal organization. I do think they look cool. What was I saying? I believe that the lore is that these weapons that they're holding, this is like the maestro, this is like the high ranking, and she's just an apprentice. I believe these weapons are created using the body parts from their original bodies. Like they took out their brains and they created sculptured swords using the body parts from the rest of their bodies, I think. This hat, to me, it looks like it's a reference to like capillary networks, you know, blood vessels that distribute blood into different parts of the body. I'm not sure. It's kind of a biological look. It could be a lot of different things. So this is Callisto, the Maestro. The silhouette is pretty like boxy because of this this robe thing. I try to find like more pictures of motion, but there's like not many because it's a sprite-based game. Because I feel like it's really hard to see like what is actually happening with these robes. I think they do look kind of cool, but I kind of disagree with the silhouette that this kind of like hanging robe on his shoulders create for him. I kind of love and hate his hat at the same time. I hate it, but then I kind of love it, and then I hate it again. I like that his robes are kind of doing a different thing. Like it's very unique, but I'm not sure how successful they are. It's like hard to even see them. I also like that he's wearing high heels. He's got like cute kitten heels. What are the bosses called? Maestro? Because they're masters? I don't know. They're like the highest ranking people in the ring. There's maestros, docents, and students. So her name is Albina, I think, yeah. Her outer dress is kind of alluding to like the Iron Maiden. It's got like the spikes, that's chains, like a torture instrument. It's got yellow and white, and it's got this like, maybe I should have gotten another reference photo, but it's got like this facial pattern that I feel like is a reference to something. She can take these plated parts off. This is like plate armor, and this is like underneath. She has like a face formed and like fake hair, and her upper body is kind of like it looks like a jacket to me. Like it looks like a cropped jacket. I don't know why I specifically thought of that, but for her, I think that like I like this dress a lot more. I think it looks a lot cooler. It's got a lot more going on with it. This is like her speed form. Teacher, and student, of course. Yeah, exactly. We're almost to the end, by the way. I can't believe I got through this in only 3.5 hours. Yeah, I don't. I think the silhouette is interesting, as a matter of course, because it's like very it's like just connected by this very like thin spinal column type thing. I think the silhouette is interesting, but like a lot of the other parts to it aren't super interesting. I think the textures, the patterns like here and here and here, they don't like evoke any feelings in me, I guess. I guess these are like artificial muscle fibers, maybe? Yeah, I don't know. I think this one is the best. I think this is the coolest. I think this could be good, but I don't know if I've seen it well enough. Oh, like 8 out of 10, 6 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10, 6.5, 7. So 8, 7, 6.5 or something like that. 6 or 6.5. Okay. Okay, this is the last ring thing that we're gonna be looking at. These are the Fauves. They took the name Fauves very literally because apparently it's French for wild beasts, whereas in history the Fauves were just painters who were painted with crazy colors instead of having like weird animals attached to them or whatever. They create so they wear like extremely monochromatic white suits, but they have these animal body parts that are sewn to them with like accessories like wrappings and stitches, and they have very different animal parts, and the animal parts are also like very unique sizes. I think these are maybe the best dressed ring people to me. I think their accessorizing is just like very, very good, very unique. So funny, the slash arts just need to always have a sea of blood somehow. Yeah, it's a violent game. It's like, how can you convey that's a game for adults without all the a bunch of blood and body parts? So this ID is based off of this character. Also, the maestro for the Fauves is named Emile Benoit because he is literally Henri Matisse, who is the guy who painted this. Also, somebody on Reddit said that the Fauves art kind of reminded him of Enrique Gomez de Molina, who creates sculptures of like different animals kind of melded together. I thought it had some merit to it. Okay, back to these guys. I think that the white suit looks clean, they look fitted, and I think that their accessories are nice, even like without like the animal parts. I think the animal parts are important, but like you see like the feathers and the hair, the little, you know, the belts of like different body parts that could be teeth, I don't know. Merceau has this, he has a freaking chain. Where would you see Merceau wearing a chain? It's like a silver chain though, it's not gold. Yeah, I think it's like, it's clean, but also like it's the contrast between clean and like vibrant, like violent colors, which I do like. I think this looks really good. I think it's like for me it's like a 7.5 or 8 out of 10. Let's go 8. Maybe 8.5. I don't know. Maybe 8.5. Yeah, let's go 8.5. 8.5 for her, like 7.5 for him, maybe. And another thing is that in the story art, she has like comically large boobs. I don't like. It just looks like uncomfortable at this point. Like, how should I say this? Like, I don't know. It just looks silly at this point. I guess like you can't control your own body, but I don't know. I guess there's not much else to say about that. It makes the outfit worse because of how big her boobs are. It just looks stretched and like not less fitted, less comfortable. This guy, I like that he has like horse hooves or goat hooves or something. I like that his silhouette is balanced while the colors are very unbalanced. I don't like how the outfit, it doesn't make me feel good to look at though. I don't know if I like it. I think there's just like, it's all flowy and you know, it's flowy and wide. There's no like layered, like tight or fitted outfits or layers underneath. So I think that's my issue with it. Shoes are leaking from the top guy. Yeah, I'm supposed to be grading these, not the actual story characters. So I didn't care about those. So this is the most recent ID. It's the seasonal highlight for the current season. It was released on Wednesday. So it didn't take that much long to review it or look at it though. It is based on this character Araya from the story. This is Ryoshu. It's a monochromatic dark blue suit with some decorations. It's got like this little like V lines here. Got a triangular tie clip, a belt, these like buckles on her legs. And she has this she has a unique hairstyle where she has blue highlights, where normally she just has like a regular black bob. Also, she has a different weapon. She uses this is a Ryashiki. This is like the sword that she carries in all her IDs, but she never uses it. But in this one, she uses both the sword and a new sword. It's like blue and white. I think the sword is maybe the most interesting part of this outfit, along with maybe the highlights. It just like, it's very boring. It's like the outfit itself, like the suit, it's not got very many, you know, contrasting elements. It's all the same material. It's all pretty much the same color. It reminded me of the Reaper suit from Fortnite, you know, Keanu Reeves, where it's just like black on black on black, but this time it's just dark blue on dark blue on dark blue. Pants have something? Yeah, I guess so. I was imagining maybe they were actually inspired by this, because it's like this guy is an assassin and she's like kind of supposed to be like a type of assassin. Yeah, I don't love it, don't hate it. Maybe like a 5.5, 5.5 or 5 out of 10. It's just, yeah. And the character arts is just black. And the character arcs, she has this like time distortion effect on her because like the story is that she has like a time distortion like applied to her, where she's like, you know, she's like in a superposition with her past and future selves or something. And I guess she also has like red highlights underneath her hair in this, maybe. Maybe not, but she doesn't have them in the ID, so it like doesn't matter to me. The thigh belts. Oh, you can't see the belts? Oh yeah. These are the best view I could get from them for them. There's 3 splash drives for this because it's like it's a modern seasonal highlight. They really worked hard on this one. The animations look really cool, but the outfit itself leaves a little bit to be desired. Okay, so this is my conclusion. I can't believe we're finished with this. It only took 3.5 hours. I have my best dress and my worst dress. The leg wraps. You know what? I don't know why. Like, what are these for? What are these? Like, why? Ugh. I guess you could like put knives in them or something. I don't know. She doesn't have anything in there currently. Maybe, I don't know. The best dress and worst dress. So these are, I think, some of my favorite ID outfits. And also Jumsoon from The Ring is here too. He's Jay chilling. And the worst dress, you gotta see them. It's him. It's Ricardo, and it's Cromer. Got the fat suit. It's like a montage of all the moments that we had. The tiny jacket. I don't really talk much about the Hey Show, but this guy's crazy giant pant legs. Yeah, man. The arbor, it looks really ugly. The dueling outfit looks really ugly. The Warhammer power armor. The fat suit. I think I said that twice. And these are all the outfits that I thought were my favorite. So I also wanted to say what I think are the best dressed sinners and worst dressed sinners overall. For best dress, I have Yi-Song and Faust. The terrible chains. Oh yeah. So Yi-Song and Faust, I think it's just like they have very high average IDs and they don't have a lot of misses. Like every character has like well, most characters have good looking outfits and all of them have mid looking outfits and bad looking outfits, but I feel like Yi-Song and Faust have the least like bad looking outfits. And Faust just, I think on average looks pretty good in what she wears. And then I said that maybe Gregor is the 3rd best dress, but that might just be personal bias. I think he's the most attractive sinner. Little short guy. He does have I think he has more misses though. And he doesn't have a lot of like highlights. He doesn't have a lot of like super good outfits. For worst dress, I have Heathcliff is like unanimously the worst in my opinion. Let me pull up the page. List of identities. This might be a good visual aid for this. So Yi-Song, and I don't think like any of these outfits are super misses except for this one, I think. All of these are pretty average. Some of these look pretty good. Like I think this looks pretty good. I think this looks good. This looks good. This looks alright. This looks really good. Faust, I also think there aren't a lot of misses. I think... Oh, I forgot about this ID now that I think about it. I just completely forgot about her. Yeah, it's just a hoodie. Whatever. It's fine. I think these outfits are all just fine. I think the Faust really doesn't have any misses. She's just like high average because there's no like super ugly outfits. And then Gregor, where's Gregor? He's at the bottom. I think this one looks good. This one looks average. Looks whatever. This one looks ugly, and this one looks ugly, and this one just looks whatever. So the worst is Heathcliff. He has the fucking Ricardo. Remember Ricardo? Remember this guy? Remember this guy? He has the Ricardo ID. You really like the fake hair for some reason? Wait, which fake hair? This one? This hair? Where was I? I think this is a miss. I think this is a miss. I think this is ugly. I think this is a miss. I think this is extremely ugly. This is whatever. It's okay. I think he has like maybe the middest seasonal highlight. Maybe Don Quixote's is worse. This is mid. This is like the worst looking Xia ID. I think it's like on the Faust Pinky robot form. Where? Oh yeah, this one. Yeah, I think the hair looks cool. It's like segmented or something. Maybe it's like plastic. I think this is like this is her good looking ID. She doesn't have any misses really. I think these IDs look pretty good. Okay, Heathcliff is the worst, and then there's a gap, and then I think Rousseau and Hongwu are actually the other two worst dressed. Rousseau has like this fucking one, the power armor. Blade lineage looks okay, but I think he's the worst looking blade lineage, maybe. He's got this one, where he's just wearing like a wife beater. He's got this fucking one. Yeah. I think his best looking ID is the Falvis one, maybe. And Hong Lu is just like, yeah, it's just like pretty average or ugly looking IDs. I think this is probably, maybe Hong Lu is actually second or first most ugly. It's like, this looks bad. I think this looks okay, but like kind of confusing. It's just this one, and I think this one is like hard to tell if it looks good or not. So yeah. Okay, that's pretty much it, I think. Did we learn anything today? We learned who the best dressed sinner is. Well, maybe I should have like an outro or something. I think so the reason for me doing this originally was because I thought that people in the Limbus community were not critical at all of anything within Limbus. I think that's like not a good, culture to cultivate. Very informative, very fun. Well, thank you, Treefy. I hope other people watch this. I don't know. Well, mostly people who I'm friends with. I hope nobody else besides my friend watched this. What was I talking about? Yeah, I think it's not good to cultivate a culture where you're never critical of anything about the game. I think people are excited, but also just like maybe afraid of expressing any sort of criticism, because for like live service games, there's always the worry of like the game just like stopping and you don't get your money back or anything. But I mean, Limbus is not forever. You're not gonna die a Limbus company. Well, maybe you will, but like, you're not gonna be a Limbus company player forever. This game doesn't have to be like everything for you. You can like it, but you don't have to like it. You don't have to love every aspect of it. You can like something and you can still be critical of it. That's like a healthy attitude to have, and I think that it's also fun to be critical of things. It's cool to be like annoying. It's actually really fun to be annoying. Like, look at me. So yeah, I hope that people are more critical of Limbus. I hope that the game gets better. And I think this is fun. This is fun to do. I'm never gonna do it again though. Well, it is a live service game, so maybe I will have to do it again because there's gonna be like 80 more story chapters. Well, I'm gonna leave it at that though. I think this was fun. Thanks for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, thanks for watching on YouTube. GG's. GG's.